All right, you guys. So we are obviously going to we are going to be covering game number 4 of the World Chess Championship being played in Singapore between Ding Liren from China and of course Gukesh from India. Big game, big second set of 3. Is it super late or early interstate? It's super early. The problem is I didn't sleep very well last night, so so I'm kind of a little bit out of it here at the start, but it's all good. Where is my beard? I'm sorry, guys. The beard was bothering me, so I got rid of it. Okay, I apologize. When is it noodle time? I have one last noodles. I didn't eat it for breakfast yesterday, because it was Thanksgiving, and that would be kind of sacrilegious. So I saved it, so I'll be eating noodles a little bit later on. Yeah. So anyway, all right, waiting for the moves here. Those of you guys who are asking my predictions, I'll give you my predictions for this game. My predictions are that this game is going to be a very defining moment in the match. I think what I would say is that this is a spot where hot take for the day, but if Ding does not do something here, if he doesn't do anything with the white pieces, I think this is the beginning of the slow downward spiral as the match progresses. So I think he needs to prove something today. He needs to do something today. If he doesn't do something today, I think it's I think we're going to see a slow decline as the match goes on. It doesn't mean he has to win the game, but he has to play something creative. He has to try to generate chances versus it being very boring, like 22-23 move draw like it was in game number 2. Now, in terms of openings, what do I predict in the openings? My prediction for the game is that we're going to get 1 d4. We're going to get d4 or c4. We're not going to get e4 in this game. I expect something different. So that's what I would say is I don't think we're going to get a Gucci piano like we did in the in game number 2. I think we'll get d4 c4. Knight f3 also possible, but I don't think we'll get e4. If we get e4 on move 1, I'd be very impressed. Just like I'd be impressed if we get b4 g4 on move number 1 as well. How was Thanksgiving? Pretty boring, you guys. I didn't do anything special. Yeah, I watched some American football because here in America it's the greatest sport in the world. So watch some football. Nihal Sar won the Uzi Chess Cup. Wait, Uzi? What? That's a gun. Oh, sorry, UZ. It's too early. Okay, you said UZ, not Uzi. Sorry. Anyway, I was like, he won the Uzi chess. I was like, do you get guns for your prize as winning the tournament? Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I watched the Bears versus the Lions game. That was pretty ridiculous. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, sorry. Yeah. But Nihal won a tournament. I guess it means Uzi, which means Uzbekistan, I'm guessing something. So yeah, but anyway, all right, my prediction is d4 c4. Basically, if we don't get something interesting and it's a quick draw, I'm gonna say that this is the start of the downward trend. Because I mean, objectively, I think what I would say, the players who are entering the stage to sit down and play, is that it feels like this match, I would say that looking at it, it's been rough for Ding. I know he won the first game, but it feels like he was in trouble in the first game. He was able to turn around that middle game, play about 10-15 moves very, very quickly. Maybe not 10 or 15, more like 5 or 6, but he was able to play very, very quickly, but he was in trouble potentially on the clock there. Game 3 was much of the same, where he was sort of struggling, it felt like. And then when he's fine, he makes this 1 move blunder. So it feels like it's been very choppy from Ding so far. And so I really want to see if he can play a good solid game where he doesn't get super low on the clock. So all right, okay, did you see the Nepo thoughts? I did actually see it, and I mostly agree with what Nepo said. I mostly agree. So all right, let's see. Let's see what we get here. The players are at the board. Yeah, they are at the board. Yeah. Ajinomoto or Sapporo Ramen. I have I had them both? I don't even know. Let me see. Let me see what the package looks like. Oh yeah. I've had Sapporo a lot. Have I had Ajinomoto Ramen? I don't know. Let me see. Let me look at the package. Oh, that's what I had, you guys. That's what I'm gonna have in like an hour. I'll have the Ajinomoto in an hour. I think I have Sapporo Ramen in my cupboard as well, by the way. I do have Sapporo Ramen in my cupboard as well. So I could do either. Actually, I would tell you, you know what I would say is with Sapporo, I really like it, but with Sapporo, you have to be very careful because if you put too much liquid, the broth flavor, which I really like, it gets sucked into the liquid more than it actually integrates with the noodles. So actually, like, I would say it's easier to eat the Ajinomoto because like you don't have that issue as much, is what I would say. But they're both good. Sapporo, if you do the water level correctly, you mix the spice correctly, is probably better in my opinion. But it's much easier to go wrong. Okay, game should be starting in a second. Will I be joining the Take? By the way, someone did ask that. No, I'll be joining them on game number 6. So let's see what we get here from Ding. So, all right, waiting for the game to start. Also, a bunch of questions. Yeah, I saw someone ask about lie detector of Anish video. I have not seen that, but I did see on Twitter there was a clip from chess.com, I believe it was, about Anish saying something about me. So I am aware of the video, but of course I haven't watched it because that would ruin the moment. But I did see a little clip of that one question, so I'm aware of that. What else is there? That's one thing. There's the Nepo tweet, which we'll probably talk about, or not tweet, but the comments that were translated by Musty Reader. And there's one other thing. Oh yeah, there was MVL said something about me too, which I did actually see, which I'll probably get around to talking about too. So those are probably 3 things that we'll get to. Probably the Anishing we'll have to do after the game, but but yeah, those are the couple of things. I expect d4 c4, one of these 2 moves. I would be very surprised if we get another e4, because I didn't think that Ding was great in the Italian. I mean, he had chance if he had really tried to press, but Gukesh made some inaccuracies. And I mean, if he intends to play knight c3 and get an edge in the Italian, I'd be very surprised. So I wonder how Nepo feels watching this. I think probably Nepo and Fabiano are very disappointed watching this because they both are professional players who feel like they had a great chance to make it and they failed. So I think probably they're both very disappointed. Whereas for me, I'm enjoying it. I'm loving covering it. I'm not loving waking up at 4 a.m., but I am loving covering the games. And so to me, it's not really that big of a deal. But I think, yeah, both of them are probably not happy. Also, yes, I remember the other thing I was going to say. Don't like Hikaru somewhere you are too. I'm somewhere what? I'm what? No, actually, you know, I was gonna say something. I was gonna actually say this because it's pretty funny to me, but I've said it 1,000 times, and there's something wrong within the chess world that when I say these things about how I'm a streamer or content creator first and not a chess player. For some reason in the chess world, people either they don't understand the landscape, and they think that like I mean they think that like I'm just saying it for clicks or something, which of course is not the reason. Or they actually think that I still consider myself a pro player because I play tournaments. And the fact is, I'm not a professional player anymore. I moonlight as a player. I play some tournaments here or there. I'm still a very good player, but I make my living from content, from live streaming, and making YouTube videos. And so like it's very funny to me how people think like I must be super angry, like, you know, it's one of those, it's like you put the mask on, right? There's the mask where it's like you're like, and it's like there's the mask thing, right? There's some meme. There's the mask meme. Where is it? I'm trying to find it. Oh, it's this one, right? Yeah. It's can I open this image in a new tab? There we go. It's this one, right? I think a lot of people it's this one. It's like you're like, you're really angry, right? This one. The classic meme, just for everybody who's wondering. But why do players of sit through his announcement? Okay, game is beginning. Okay, Vichy made a move, it looks like. It's that it does bother you. You say it doesn't. Oh wait, is that in the video? Oh, is that in the video? Don't ruin it, you guys. I haven't watched a video. If Anish says that, I'm gonna die of laughter. If that's in the lie detector, I'm gonna die of laughter, you guys. If that's legit, if Anish says that, I'm gonna die of laughter later. I'm gonna die of absolute laughter if that's in there. Spoilers will be assassinated. Okay, we get knight f3 d5 e3 now. Speaking of which, bro thinks he's Hikaru. This knight f3 d5 e3, this is of course an opening that Hikaru has played a lot. Hikaru actually was playing this in like 2019. I think he might have even played this knight f3 move order against MVL. So and obviously online, a lot of Chess Champions Tour events, Hikaru played this. So it seems like Ding is trying to emulate that streamer bro by playing knight f3 and e3. Very flexible setup, by the way, here. So let's see what we get. Yeah. Is this Chaya Chaya? What song is this? It's Chaya Chaya, yeah. Okay, now Gukesh thinking here, mildly surprised that he's thinking here, but probably Gukesh is trying to figure out which move he wants to play against this specific setup. First things first, though, it's very clear that Gukesh should not prepare the Slav defense, because if Gukesh was going to play the Slav, also known as d4, d5, c4, c6, he would have already in this position after e3 have played c6 here, because white most likely has to play d4 and c4 going back into a Slav. So the first bit of information has been revealed, which is that Gukesh was not intending to play this classic Slav defense here with d5 and c6. That is the first bit of information. Now the second question is, will Gukesh play c5 or knight f6 or something else here? So you get knight f6 played. It's easy to just say you're a streamer and you lose even though you've been pro your whole life. You guys, I'm sorry, but I make my living from something that's not playing chess. Like, I mean, you can say what you want, I know you control and whatever else, but the fact of the matter is, like, I don't make my living. B3, bro, actually, bro really thinks he's Hikaru here with B3. Or bro thinks he's Richard Rapport. Actually, you know what? When I played Richard Rapport in 2022 in the FIDE Grand Prix, I remember one of the things I looked at. I won the first game with white. I believe, was it a Queen's Gambit declined or a Queen's Gambit exchange? I beat Richie in the first game with white. In the second game with black, one line I looked at here was Bishop F5, and I think Richie played this move Bishop A3 against somebody. And I actually have incorporated this. I played this Bishop A3 move in some games and Blitz Online. So I'm kind of wondering if Bishop A5 will get this Bishop A3 move from Ding. This is not supposed to be very impressive, by the way, after Bishop F5. I'm just going to be honest. Don't you play this because you want stable openings in Blitz? In Blitz, you just play because you want to get a game. I believe that against B3, Bishop F5 is generally considered to be the best move here. I'm rather curious to see what Gukesh is going to do. Also, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell you that if I were Fabiano watching this game, I would not be very happy right now, because this is sort of an opening that is, if I'm being honest, is not really in the vein of like high top level preparation. This is something you play in like Rapid and Blitz, something to get a game. This is not considered like, this is not what you consider like high level for a world championship. So like I would think people like Fabiano and maybe Nepo are not particularly amused to see this on the board. No player camps, we've already been over this. We've already been over this one, but this is yeah, this is not this is kind of something that you show up and you, this is kind of something I'm gonna this is probably gonna get clipped. This is the sort of thing where it's like you go to the pub with your friends, you have a drink or two, you come back home, it's ready to just, you want to play some late night Blitz, and this is what you play in the late night Blitz. No preparation, just you want to play for the flow. This is what you play. So okay, now Gukesh should play Bishop F5 here. This is probably objectively the best move. Now, one of the big arguments, I will give you guys a pretty deep analysis here, which is one of the things is normally if white plays like d4 here, Bishop F5 is generally not great in a lot of situations. So white can play something like c4, e6, and maybe queen b3 to exert a lot of pressure on these pawns on b7 and d5. But the moment that white goes b3, now whenever you play c4, e6, there's no longer queen b3. So now there's never any pressure on these pawns. So now black can develop very naturally. Yeah, I had a drink with Ding at a pub an hour ago. Yeah. Okay, now I'm kind of surprised that Gukesh is thinking here. I mean, maybe Gukesh and his team thought that this would just be a little bit too silly and it wouldn't happen. But yeah, Bishop F5 is the move that is, even the computer gives Bishop F5 is better for black, at least the weakchess.com engine. Wow. Interesting. I mean, Bishop F5 and E6 is pretty, I mean, it should be pretty well known. But yeah, more to the point, Ding is playing like Hikaru. The number of games that Hikaru has played knight F3, E3, B3 in online is like, I bet I have. You guys can tell me, is there a way to search position if I've had this in online? I'm betting I've had this position at least 500 times in online games. I'm betting I've had this position at least 500 times. I don't know if there's a way to search that on chess.com. Someone can tell me if there is, but I would bet that I've had this position at least 500 times. 7722, more than 1,000. I don't know. Is there a way to search chess.com? Can someone tell me? Is there a way? Can someone tell me? Is there a way to search chess.com for a position search? Wait, Isaac says I've had 772 times. Wait, okay. How do I go to search chess.com? I go to opening tree. Okay. Where is opening tree? I guess I'll just search it. Chess.com opening tree. I can't see it. I don't know. Someone says 772. It's archive. Okay, do I go here? Okay. How do I search a position here? How do I search here, you guys? How do I search? Under learn, learn. I don't know. I'm gonna go back to the game. I don't know. Play and then archive. That's where I'm at, my archive, but where? My games and database, games database. Okay. Oh, what is the opening? The opening is the ready. I don't know. Do I put my name in like Hikaru maybe? I don't know. I mean, I see 7,000 games. I don't know if this is right though. I don't know, whatever. Let's get back to the game. I don't know. Okay, we got bishop f5, bishop e2 played. h6 logical. And now he's gonna go bishop a3, I bet. Watch him go bishop a3. You put a fen. Can someone give me the fen after b3? What did I tell you guys? I literally told you guys like not more than 5 minutes ago that when we got this b3 in 2022, I believe it was 2022 when I played Richard Poor in the semifinals of the FIDE Grand Prix in Berlin. After winning the first game, the second game, this was something I saw. Maybe not this exact order, but there was some bishop a3 nonsense with e3 b3 was played by Richie. So this is not a complete surprise to me. Yeah, this is rapport stuff, because when I played Richie, I don't know if it was with a bishop on e2 or it was with a bishop on f1, but there was some bishop a3 thing that I looked at. So yeah, we got this. So how do I search? Is there a way to search on move? Let me see if I can do this another way. Chess.com/analysis. Okay, let's see. It's knight f3, d5, e3, knight f6, b3, right? And then is there a way to copy this fence somehow? How do I get? Oh, there's the fen. Control C. Okay, so how do I search the fen, you guys? How do I search a fen? Can you guys tell me? Can someone tell me? I got the fen, so how do I search the position? What's the time where you live right now? I'm on the East Coast. Someone said you put the fen somewhere, but I don't know how to. You can do it in tree chess. Go here and scroll down. No, I've got the fen. I have the actual fen. Go to archive. Okay. Archive, advanced options. I mean, I see search. I don't see somewhere to put a fen though. Opening tree is a separate site. Okay, opening tree. Okay, let me go here. Let's put this here. Okay, so chess.com. Okay, Hikaru. And what I put the moves in. So I put the moves like this, right? Games by Hikaru playing as white. Let me change the scene 1 second. There we go. What do I do? Analyze games. Wait, how many games? I said at least 500. It's over 1,000. Wait, did I do this correctly or not? Wait, or did I mess it up? Wait, did I do it this right or wrong? Is this correct? Is this all games or not? Oh, it's all. Wait. Okay, sorry. How do I? Wait. Let me refresh. Wait, how do I do it? No, how do I do it? How do I search this? Okay. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Let's go to chess.com/players. I don't want to waste all day on this, but now I'll explore the fen and then go right and click Explorer. Okay, I'll try it this way. Sorry, I just want to see how many games I've had up to this point. Okay, go to so I put this up here. Then what do? I have the fen. Then go to the right and click Explorer. Where's Explorer? Okay, paste the fen. Okay, and then Explorer. I mean, I guess I add the game. No, I'm just trying to figure out how to do it. Add the game, and then you click Explorer. Ah, Explorer. Okay, here we go. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, how many games do I have? Out of the numbers, I mean, I don't know. This is OTB. Oh, but even over the board, I've got a bazillion. Look at how many over the board games I have. It's a lot, though. It's still a lot. I don't know how many it is, but whatever. Okay, let's go back to the game. Yeah, I don't want to deal with this, you guys. Let's go back to the game. Enough. I mean, select my games. I don't know. Whatever. You guys are like, select my games. But I see a bunch of pages. Okay, there are a bunch of pages. How many pages are there? There are at least 14, 15 pages of games, 19 pages of games. How do I add the numbers? Oh, I just added the numbers at the top, right? Okay, I just added the numbers at the top. Okay, how many is that? I can't do math. That's more than 1,000 though, it looks like, right? So it's 271 plus 236 plus 208 plus 197 plus 135. Yeah, it's over 1,000. Or it's over 1,000. It's like 1,100-ish. Okay, it's like 1,100-ish. So it's over 1,000 games that I've had. I had this. I definitely have played Bishop A3 here, right? How do I see my? If I had this position, and now I just messed it up. Now it doesn't show it anymore. Nobody's played Bishop F5 against me. No, definitely people have. Have I had this position is the question. Refresh and play the moves again. I mean, it's too stupid. My games. Wait, why doesn't it show it? Why did I just? Okay. Why don't I see it anymore? No, like once I click on the moves, it's gone. Now it's just gone. Like, what the heck? Yeah, it's just gone. Okay, chess.com. I mean, I don't even understand it. I mean, at defend with bishop f5. I mean, this is getting stupid. I mean, let me. I mean, it's too stupid. Okay, let's go back to the game. I don't know, whatever. But I wouldn't be shocked if I've had this position after bishop a3. By the way, I would not be shocked if I've had this exact position in online chess either. Let me do it on a separate window just so we don't take away from the game. So it's knight f3, d5, e3, knight f6, b3, bishop f5, bishop e2, h6, bishop a3. Let me copy the fen. What's the fen? Bottles in the way. Okay, explore my games. I've had this position, by the way, you guys, I've had this position 5 times. Just for anybody who's wondering, I've had this position before knight bd7. I've had this position 5 times with bishop a3. So yeah, I've had this position 5 times. I've had this position 5 times in online blitz. Yeah, 4 games with knight bd7 here, of course. Yeah. Well, now I have to go and manually put it in again, which is ridiculous too, but whatever. Okay, so it's what's the knight bd7. Let's go to explore my games. I think I've had this position. 1 second. Of course, chess.com. I don't understand chess.com at all. It's b3, bishop f5, h6, bishop a3, knight bd7. Yeah, I've played. Okay, so you guys, so for anyone who's wondering, in this position, I have played c4. I have played c4. Wait, where is it? Yeah, so I have played c4, castles, and d4. I played c4 3 times, castles once, d4 once. I've had 5 games on chess.com in this position, by the way. So yeah, I've played c4, d4, castles against. It doesn't say who against. Lovely. I see the bar with the 5 games. I mean, this is I don't even know how I'm supposed to use chess.com. Insane. Also, scroll wheel doesn't work, so I'm gonna switch out my mouse. Give me 1 second, you guys. All right, here we go. New mouse. New mouse. Showtime. Mouse unboxing. Exactly, you guys. Unboxing. Exactly. Okay, of course, got this. Okay. Also, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going ding castled. Yeah, ding castled. I'm obviously going to pack up this mouse. One second, you guys. Bear with me. Time for puzzles? Yes, time for puzzles, exactly. No, definitely not. No, you guys, I'm packing this up because I'm gonna be giving this away to someone. I'm gonna sign it and give it away, so that's why I'm doing this. There we go. All right, put this on top. This here. This here. I'll need to remember to sign it. Give me 1 second, you guys. I don't have a mouse right now, so just let me undo everything. Looked like a razor box. No, it's Logitech, of course. Okay, so let's see. We get castles, waiting for a move here. I think e5, e6, or c6 are the 3 moves I seem to recall in this position. So nothing super crazy yet. All 3 moves completely playable, just to be clear. All 3 moves completely playable. e6, c6, or e5, I believe. c5 may be also an option, but I don't think it's correct. Yeah, realistically, I think there are 3 moves here. That's what I would say. I think it's e6, c6, or e5. I think e5 might be a little bit dubious too, actually, but who knows? Possibly. Why play c6? Because you guard your center. That's why. All right, let's go. Oh, I should take the plastic off too. Go. Sure. All right, should be back. Okay, so you get e6 being played here. Okay, Fish takes f8. I think you're supposed to take with a knight, as I recall, as well. Very surprised you have been invited to do a live commentary. What do you mean? You mean live commentary in Singapore? I mean, I don't know what you mean by that. So anyway, okay, new mouse. By the way, for anyone who's wondering, yeah, the reason I put that mouse in that box is because I'm going to sign that mouse. Someone's donating $1,000 to charity, so I'm going to give it to them. So that's why I'm putting it in the box, because that makes it easier for shipping and everything else. No, this is standard. In fact, I've actually looked at this position. I'm not even a pro player, and I remember looking at this. Take. I'll be joining them for game number 6. I'll be joining for game number 6. But anyway, big shout out to 3,000 you guys for watching on this very, very fine Friday morning. Hope you guys are doing well. The show's on the road. You're supposed to go c6 here, of course, and then I think you put the knight back on d7 or g6, depending. Score is 1.5, 1.5. I'm using Logitech. I'm using a super light. I mean, Ding is still in his prep, but this is not particularly great prep. I am sipping on instant coffee. Yes, you guys, of course. Sipping on my instant coffee, everybody. Oh, MicroStrategy is 402. I thought about buying some just because, but I don't think I will. I mean, this shouldn't be very hard. I mean, basically what's going on is Ding is trying to get a game, but I'm gonna be honest, like I'm gonna tell you, if you ask Fabiano or like Nepo or someone about this, they're gonna be very upset, because they're basically gonna say this is what you play in a casual blitz game or a rapid game, not what you play in a world championship. Same goes for like if you ask Gary Kasparov, he would not be very happy either. Oh, is Amazon 210? Oh no, Amazon's 207. It's not 210. There was a guy on Wall Street Bets who had $1 million and they lost half of it on MicroStrategy. They lost another 200 on Amazon. Check Polymarket. Okay, I'll put Polymarket up. Okay, Ding is at 33. Okay, actually, you know what's surprising? This is pretty fair. Ding at 33 is actually pretty fair, I would say. I think that's actually pretty fair. I would agree with that. That's a pretty fair assessment. Now, what's really tricky about this match is there are a couple things. First of all, if you were to ask Ding before the match, or ask me or anybody else, I said this actually. I said that the first 4 games were drawn, I thought it would favor Ding because he would be able to get his way in the match. But I think it can cut both ways. It can potentially be very good, but it can also be very bad because of the winner or the loss. I believe 97. Is 97 correct? I could have sworn maybe it's D. Is it D4 where you go knight g6? It's D4 where you play knight g6 and without D4, because if you go knight g6, there's knight D4 here. Okay, so actually there's a little bit of a nuance here. If white puts the pawn on D4, taking with a square, then you bring the knight to g6 with no knight D4. But if white doesn't, then you put the knight on D7. So actually, pretty normal. So I guess we'll get knight C3 or D4, and at some point Gukesh is probably going to play C6 here. Are chess.com and take direct competitors? I mean, I saw some people getting annoyed at me over that on Twitter. So what I would say is this, like, you know, I've always been a part of chess.com, part of the team, I guess you could say. I've been partnered with them for over a decade now, actually, so it's been a long time. And you know, before I agreed to do this stuff with take, I did actually ask chess.com about it, you know, like competing and other stuff, and they had no problem with it. So if they had no problem with it, then I don't think anybody really should have a problem with it, is my attitude. For anyone who wants to be like all weird about and act like, because I saw, you know, when I put up the video, there were people being like, really, there were people making comments on YouTube as well, like annoyed about it. So yeah, chess.com didn't have a problem with it, so if they don't have a problem with it, then why should I have a problem with it, is my attitude. So anyway, but yeah, also, you know what else I want to say, one other thing for people who are watching, you know, it's very frustrating when you try to fall on the internet, or like, you know, I released the Gukesh video of the statistics from what happened, and like I saw a bunch of people who were like, they're like, oh, but it doesn't, none of this matters. The Alireza game against Gukesh wasn't the critical game. Like, you know, Hikaru never should have lost a Vidar, Nepo never should have drawn Abasov, or any number of things. But what people consistently fail to realize with these events is that you can only look at a moment in time when the players are all in contention at that critical moment, because if you try to take what ifs from games, everything is different. Like if I don't lose to Vidit, I play different openings. Just like, for example, if Gukesh doesn't lose to Alireza in that first game, it's completely different tournament. Like the games and the openings and everything are completely different, so you can't go back and be like, well, this game should have been differently. That's the only time in the tournament where there were 4 players in contention, and that game shifted things dramatically. So I also, it's kind of annoying when people act like that, like they seem to think it's like, oh, but you change one result, it's different. Like that's just not how it works, because everyone's game plan would have been completely different if the results were different. So anyway, all right, so where were we? It was good on your behalf to clarify with chess.com earlier. You know, I don't need to be a drama queen right now, but I will be a drama queen just because I can. You know, one thing that really has annoyed me over time, or it used to annoy me even much more than now, is that like a lot of things like were if other people did them, they were allowed to slide, versus myself where they were not allowed to slide. So, you know, if there was something I did, like with Kasparov, for example, during the pandemic, chess.com was like really angry at me, is like literally within like you know, within like a, you know, minutes of my stream ending, they're like, we must talk about this. How can you have someone from a competitor on your stream, and this, that, the other thing. You know, or another example is like, I think there was an event I played in St. Louis, the Fisher Random, I think like 2022 or something, and like I think I was showing like the lead chess cams, or showing the lead chess board, because it wasn't being broadcast on chess.com, and immediately very angry message about it on Slack, like, you know, what are you doing, you can't do this. And I it's not so much I need to be a drama queen, but it does kind of annoy me when I look back on things, because a lot of other things were allowed to slide for other people. Like Botez, for example, had Magnus on her stream when she was partnered with chess.com, and let's just say there was no massive outrage about that. Or another example is like Levy. Actually, he was allowed to start basically a competitor in Chessly, which is effectively like chess courses, very, very much direct competitor to Chessable, for example. And nobody cared about that either. And that's fine. Like, you know, whatever, it is what it is. Let bygones be bygones. Like, I don't really harbor any anger over it, but it's just funny, because I know that if I had done a lot of these different things, I mean, people, they would have gotten really angry at me, like this, like none of it would have been allowed, but for everybody else, things were allowed to slide. So, it is one of those things that's like kind of not great to see. So anyway, all right. Back to the game, we got knight d7. Even on this, you see, I asked chess.com. Even on this, in spite of everything, I still asked chess.com, you know, if it was okay. So, that's how it goes. So, all right. We got c4, knight 8, d7. Let's see if there's a move like knight c3 here, or d4. I expect one of these two moves to be played. How to have imbalances? You don't. I mean, it's a very dry position. Like, we'll get knight c3, c6 maybe. I mean, probably d4 castle. I mean, really, this is like playing a kind of like playing a what is it, like playing a London system in a sense, except the darks for b's are off the board. Like normally you could get something similar, like for example, you get like c4, e6, d4, knight b7, knight c3, something like c6, bishop e2. You could very easily get this position, but the darks for b's are on the board. So right now in this position, we're basically in a situation where we're probably going to get something like knight c3, c6, d4 castles, but the dark square b's are gone. There are no dark square b's on the board here. Objectively very dry, very dry position though. I'm not particularly happy with this position. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not happy. It feels very drawish. I will react to Anish lie detector video later. Can I check game 4? I mean, I'm sure I could, but we'll deal with it later. Yeah, I mean, I mean, a draw here is great for Gukesh with the black pieces, especially because if I'm honest, this is not a very testing opening. Like, you will, like, I mean, I don't know when Fabian will do stuff because he's playing in North Carolina, or Nepo will say something, but like, if this game is a draw and it's like, it's move 20 and like, and Ding gets nothing, you're going to hear a lot of criticism about how this is not a serious opening and it should not be played in a world championship match. Did I see the MVL retweet? I did. I mean, like, I don't feel like reacting to that this second, but I guess what I would say, I'll say it again later as well, because I'm sure someone will ask, is out of all the people who could say something about me and about like what my comment about Magnus, MVL is literally the last person on the planet who should be saying something, considering that for basically his entire career, he has literally played in 3 openings specifically. He has never changed. And in the Berlin, he always goes into endgame. He does not play any other variation, literally since he became a top player. And for pretty much 95% of his career, he's only played the Grunfeld or the Najdorf. He's been a one opening Andy for basically his entire career. So out of all the people who could say something, he's literally like the last person who should say something. Like, if Levon says it, great. If Anish says it, great. If like literally anybody else says it, that's great. But like, out of all the people who could say it, MVL is literally the last person to say it when he relies on prep in one opening, and he has for his whole career. Like, out of all the people who could say it, it's like, excuse me, MVL. It's just like, it's insane, actually insane. So anyway, let's see what we get from Gukesh. Probably will get knight c3 and c6. I'm not attacking, I'm just giving an honest take about openings. Like, if you guys want to be like crazy about it, fine. Yeah. So anyway, let's see what Ding plays. We'll probably get knight c3 and c6. I mean, MVL is a very strong player, but again, like I said, I mean, like, he's played one opening his whole career. Yeah. You think MVL didn't watch the whole video and just saw a clickbait? I mean, whatever, it's not a big deal. I'm very confused by him making the comment. Very confused. Out of all the people out there, I'm a little bit confused. I thought it was funny that Anish basically said the same thing too, by the way, which was funny. All right, anyway, let's see what Ding will do. Probably knight c3 here, knight c4 d4. The fact that Ding is thinking here is, I'm going to be honest, I mean, this is crazy. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, this is crazy. And now you're gonna get my second hot take of the day. You're gonna get my second hot take of the day, which is like, I mean, the second hot take of the day is that I could have probably been told I was playing the match yesterday and prepared this in one day with white. Like that, you're gonna hear people saying things about how it's not a serious opening for the World Championship, and I'm gonna probably say that I mean, in one day. Like, for example, if I could take it the other way, and I could take it the other way and say, if I had the black pieces, you guys heard me say that you go knight b7, e6, knight f8. Like, I've literally looked at this position. I forget when, but I looked at it for Rich Rapport or something very similar in 2022. So even if I showed up today to play as black here against Ding, I could have played this over the board with no prep. So this opening choice is questionable at best, in my opinion. Very questionable from Ding. Ding said he's not prepared. I mean, maybe he's not prepared, but I'm really a little bit appalled by this. With the rest day, I mean, okay, the first game after up 1-0, I understand, like, you want to, you know, classic Ding chilling with, like, you know, an end game, you want to go for a small idea with white. I get that. That's completely fine. But after losing game 3, I mean, I think it's wishful thinking, trying to play really soft sidelines here, trying to avoid theory and expecting to win. I think it's this really soft. This is a really soft idea. I don't think this is I don't think this is a serious try. So I'm not impressed by this. I'm not impressed. Saying the guy who's never played the Chess World Cup, you mean the World Championship, first of all. Secondly, as we talk about it, like I'm giving you an honest take here. Like I'm giving you an honest take that when you have months, if not years, to prepare for a match, I would expect something a little bit more theoretical. Like, I mean, you can say, well, you're not in the match, easy for you to say from the side, and you're right. I haven't qualified to play the World Championship. That's a completely valid point. But the fact of the matter is that doesn't mean that somehow that means what I say about openings holds no relevance at all. That's the problem with the comment. It just because I haven't played doesn't suddenly mean that I don't know how to analyze, like, or that I don't know anything about openings. But yeah, the fact that Ding is thinking here is terrible sign. Because again, honestly, I'm pretty sure I mean, have I had this exact position? Let me copy the Fen. Let me copy this Fen. Let me check. I think there's a very good chance I've had this exact position. I feel like I might have had this against Amin, if I'm not mistaken, in an online blitz game or something very similar. Okay, so now I go to Explorer, my games. I've had no games here, I guess. Is this correct? I don't even understand. I don't even understand how this Explorer works. Like, I mean, I don't understand how Explorer works. I'm just going to be honest, you guys. I have no idea how Explorer works on chess.com. I mean, I have no idea how it works. It's ridiculous. So time is equal though. Yeah, I mean, Gukesh uses a little time, but the thing is, there's no imbalance here. There's no imbalance. I mean, I expect Fabiano, if he does the video, he's in Charlotte playing a tournament. But whenever Fabi gives a comment, I expect him to give a comment very similar to what he said about me in the candidates, where in the candidates he basically said essentially that after like 4 games, it looked like, you know, I wasn't there. I was just there to have a vacation or something. I expect him to say the same thing about Ding. He's going to say basically, it looks like Ding is here to have a vacation considering the 2 white games and the openings he's played. I expect him to say something along the same lines. If he's being honest. So yeah, it should be fun to hear that, because he should say the exact same thing, because both white games, I mean, this specifically is just, and I think Magnus is going to cook him for this opening too. This is just not, I mean, this is not it. Knight a3 played, yeah, Knight a3. No, I mean, if Fabian does the video, I expect him to basically say the same thing. To be like, what is this? This is not a serious opening. Like, this is, I mean, you can literally prepare this in like 30 minutes. Like, you can literally prepare this opening in 30 minutes. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, this is obviously a Richard Rapport idea, but like I said, even back in 2022, when I played Richard Rapport in the FIDE Grand Prix in Berlin, Germany, I won the first game with the white pieces, and then in the second game, like before the game, you know, I was looking at stuff with my second, who was there with me, and he had Bishop A3 in the file. I mean, maybe I should go find it. I should go search my old emails. Rapport. I should search for Bishop A3. Maybe I mentioned Bishop A3 in a chat. Okay. Oh, I'm not gonna pull this up because this will dock, but I found it. So you know what? Where is this? It says okay, this is from my second Chris Littlejohn. It says, I looked at this Bishop A3 crap versus D5, Knight F6, Bishop F5, since I've always found Bishop F5, H6, Bishop H7 to be the easiest way for black to play. There you guys go. There you guys go. There you guys go. And now he's awake for whatever reason, so I'll write to him too. Yeah, there you guys go. There you guys go. There's your answer. There's your answer, you guys. Yeah. Yeah. I looked at this Bishop A3 crap versus D5, Knight F6, Bishop F5. Yep, exactly. Yeah. Exactly, you guys. Yeah. Yeah, the Anish lie detector, I'll cover that later. No, that was my second, because I told you guys in 2022 when I played Richie Rich in the FIDE Grand Prix, after I won the first game with white, I knew that Richie was going to do something to try and create a game, and I looked at bishop a3. I looked at bishop a3 because Richie had played it in one game somewhere. I forget, I don't know against who. So the sleuths in chat can definitely find it, but he had played this bishop a3 crap against somebody prior to that. So yeah, that was a conversation between my second and I, actually. Yeah, he maybe wasn't lying about barely spending any time on prep, but I mean, if he wasn't spending any time on prep, then why is he playing? Because like, I'll give you my honest take as well, like, and this relates to candidates. Like, I did a camp before the candidates. I did a training camp in a cap training camp in Los Angeles, California. I think it was for close to a month. And then I was also getting ready for a couple weeks before the event. Like, at the end of the day, like, when you talk about training for an event, like, if my intention there was to, like, I also cut way back on streaming. Like, I think I was only streaming Tuesday at that point in time. Like, I basically told myself that if I wasn't gonna like take a month and a half, 2 months to prepare for the candidates, then like I shouldn't play at all. So like, I cut way down on my streaming to try and prepare, to give myself a chance to play, to have a shot to play well and maybe win the event. So that's why, I mean, the whole 3 weeks is frankly a little bit odd to me, because like, for me personally, like, you know, like, if you told me, like, if you told me that like I'm gonna play a match, like, I would drop streaming for like 2 months and try to prepare. I would try to cut down as much as I could to where I think I have a chance, and that's with, you know, everything that I'm doing. So I find this very odd. Very odd. You're the busiest person in chess, and even you cut down on other stuff to prepare for the candidates. WTF? What was Ding doing for the last 6 months? I don't know what he was doing, because I mean, if the top guys are being honest here, if they're being honest, this is not a try. I'm serious. Like, you know, as someone who's played chess for a long time, like, this is in like a serious classical winner, like the Cancer World Championship, this is not a try. This is something that you play in Blitz and Rapid just to get a position and play the game. This is not a serious opening. It's not a serious opening. So, and I mean, after losing game 3, like, this just, to me, I mean, maybe he'll create some play somehow, but I don't see it, especially without the dark sword bishops on the board. But I'm very critical of this opening. This just, I don't know. I mean, it's not like Dink found out yesterday he's playing the match. He said many months. No, I mean, he's known since what, May, June, that he was playing Gukesh. So he's had like 5 months. This is different than this is different than the H3 you're talking about. Was it H3 on move 4 or whatever he played? That was different. That was different than this, because this is just a very symmetrical position, very closed, just not a whole lot of play here. Just not a whole lot of play. Not a whole lot of play here. It's very, very dry. I mean, what could happen maybe is we get something like some down the road. Maybe if you get the classic Carlsbad structure named after the great city of Carlsbad, California, maybe here you can go for the classic minority attack to get b4 and a4 and b5. Maybe you can get a minority attack. So if you can be careful what you say. If you can attack on the queen side, then maybe there's some play, but even this feels very dry. If it's okay for Blitz, why is it okay for Classical? Because in Blitz, you have to react. You have to make moves a lot quicker. You don't have time to think. You don't have 20 minutes to think for individual moves. You have to react in 5-10 seconds. And also in Blitz, another thing happens, you get low on time. So if you can get someone down to like 30 seconds or less, they're gonna have to react in seconds. Having to react in seconds in a position where the game just goes on and on is completely fine. But in a classical game where you have an hour plus to think, it's very easy to use your time. Actually, I believe it's named, it's actually Carlsbad. I believe his name, isn't it named after Karlsruhe somewhere? Isn't the Carlsbad named after like Germany? I think it's Carlsbad structure origins. I think it's named after somewhere in Germany. But I made a joke because obviously I made a joke obviously about Carlsbad, because it's a city in California. Okay, there's Carlsbad structure, complete lessons, history of the Carlsbad structure. Let's see, history. There's an article written by Nepali Chess. The end of the 19th century, Harry Pillsbury. So there was a tournament in 1923, Carlsbad tournament, which was in Carlsbad is where? Carlsbad is Czech? Because there's also Karlsruhe, which is in Germany. I know that. Where's Carlsbad? Carlsbad 1923. It's played in the Hellenhof Imperial Hotel. No, it was held in German Carlsbad, Karlovy Resort of Carlsbad. So it was held in Czech Republic. I didn't know that. I thought it was actually in Germany. But anyway, all right. Okay. So, all right. So, okay, let's see what Ding does here. Probably D4 is my guess. Now, after all this criticism, Ding will win, of course. Then what? I mean, if Ding wins this game, I'm gonna be honest. I would. Okay, like, okay. Where's the game for? Let me see. Polymarket game for World Chess. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Ding Loren is at 19 cents. Gukesh is at, okay, chance is 12%, right? I know this is correct, but it says 12%, 17%. Draw 71%. I'm gonna be honest here. I would give you massive odds on this game being a draw. If Ding wins this game, I mean, I would be massively impressed considering how well Gukesh is playing, that he's found his rhythm after losing in game one. I mean, I literally, I'd give you probably 4-1 odds. I'd probably give you 4-1 odds right now on a Ding victory. I'd probably give you 4-1 odds here. Basically, if Ding wins, you got $4. If it's a draw, or I mean, I don't want to say Gukesh wins, but let's just say if it's a draw, I get $1, and if Ding wins, you get $4. I think there's like, why don't I bet? I can't bet. I'm here in the United States of America, and unfortunately, here in America, the government, they don't like Polymarket. They tried, they like the Phoebes. They did something with the owner. They like raided his house in New York City, probably angry about the election and everything else. So yeah, it's not illegal to bet on Polymarket here in America. So yeah, it's not legal, but whoa, let's go back. Let's get back. It's not bad though. I can buy the note. Wait, I can buy the note. I can get an 18 cents return on 82. Wait, is that for real? That's a 22% return. That's like 5x versus holding money in that's like 5x versus holding money in like a savings account. You get 4.25. You can get 22%. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all. But that's of course presuming it's a draw. But anyway, yeah. Oh, JP Lang just wrote, did I see that Hassan Abbey got a 1 million sponsor from Polymarket on election night that he turned down? That is hilarious. Hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. At any rate, yeah, if I were here, like, I'm not a betting man, it's not financial advice. If I could get 22% to bet on this being a draw, I would take it. That's huge. Those are math. That's like the market's completely off. I mean, the market is completely wrong. I mean, is this for real? I mean, I can't bet, but is this for real? Oh, you have a max bet $100? Oh, never mind. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, you guys said, imagine if Hassan sponsored gambling after how much he cried over kick. LOL. Yeah, true. Where can I see 18 cents? Basically, the point is if you buy the no here at 82 cents, that means that if it's a draw, this will go to 100. This will go to 100. That's why I'm saying it's saying 82 cents. So basically, if it's a draw or Ding wins, this no will go from 82 to 100 once it resolves. Okay, we got takes. By the way, you know what I would also say though about this topic? Seeing this makes me incredibly skeptical. You know what I actually was you know what I was gonna say though? I don't like castles here. I thought he should have played c6 specifically because takes. Can't you take this way? I would have liked to have kept the structure symmetrical. I wonder if there's a slight mistake from Gukesh actually allowing this structure. It's still nothing, but it's nothing. But I mean, there's knight d4 and b5 maybe. But still c6 here, queen b3, bishop g4. Is this really much? Or knight e4? I mean, this feels very, very dry. I will be honest with you guys. Honest take. Here's where I'll give you a hot take. Here's my hot take of the day. Another hot take, which is I think that if I had this position against Gukesh in a blitz game, I would probably win this position like 75 to 80% of the time. In like a 3-0 blitz game, I think I would win this a lot. But if I had this against Gukesh in classical, I think this is probably like 90% draw. So like this is the other difference between classical and blitz. Like, yeah, I think if I play this against Gukesh in a classical game, it's probably a draw like 95% of the time. But in a blitz game, I think I probably win this like 80%. And that's why openings and strategy and blitz versus classical are very, very different. Very, very different. Because when you have a lot of time to think versus no time to think, it's very different. I know what you mean, but stay humble. This isn't about ego or anything. It's just highlighting the difference between playing blitz games versus playing classical chess. No. This is just highlighting the difference between when you don't have a lot of time to think versus a lot of time to think. Yeah. No, I don't think that's a hot take at all, actually. I don't think that's a hot take. Actually, I said it's hot, but I don't think it is really a hot take. $1,200% on Trump saying McDonald's during his inauguration speech. You're talking about prop bets or something. Prop bets? Okay, like, let's not get into prop bets or any of that. But would he say McDonald's in his speech? That's an interesting question. What American companies could he mention in his speech? I mean, obviously one of the biggest contributors I think was American Airlines, but there's no reason to mention the airlines. So he's not going to mention the airlines. What other companies support him? I mean, maybe like the Caterpillars or the John Deere's the company did. Tesla, actually, yes. I would bet that there's a high chance he'll mention Tesla. Tesla's most likely. But anyway, I don't know why we're talking about prop bets. This is like, we're not in Las Vegas, we're covering chess. It's not the time for this. So Ding will probably play queen b3 here if I'm guessing. Queen b3 is my guess. The more important question is, will he mention Leon? That's like if you want to be a real degenerate. Probably queen b3. Will he actually make the mistake and mention Leon? Okay, queen b3 or a4 both make sense here. Knight d4 possible as well. Knight d4 maybe not so crazy either here. But I'm not feeling it. Oh no, I went to 86. Oh no. And this, what I was going to start to say, which I lost my train of thought, actually seeing Polymarket and seeing how I perceive inefficiencies or incorrect pricing, it makes me very skeptical that you can ever have betting in chess. Very skeptical, because seriously, if I could do it and like I wasn't streaming, I'm pretty confident that I could crush it. I'm pretty confident I could crush it. So like that's also one of the tough things with chess is I think there's some argument that for chess, one of the possible venues to make chess bigger is if you do have gambling, legalized gambling or betting on the games. But based on what I'm seeing here, unless you have top players actively making the markets, like I'm very skeptical, because like right here, this right here at 82 cents, that was a 22% return if you bought at 82 cents. You would literally lose everything. No, because no, you wouldn't lose everything, because you don't bet that early. But unless you get a game like this where you get a very fixed structure. But I could be wrong. Actually, I could be wrong. If somehow Ding wins this game, then you're gonna say, then you can make the argument, well, see, maybe you should have gambling, because someone who's a top pro who's played the game for a long time got it wrong. So yeah, we'll see. No, but I'll tell you why, because like I'll give you an example. I'll give you another example. Like right here, here's something that a market can't take into account. Like if you get a position like instead of castle, you get c6 takes, the draw percentage is really high because it's symmetrical. Pawn structure is symmetrical. That is something that I don't think you can really factor in easily. But maybe I'm wrong. Like someone who's betting on this is not going to understand the difference between this position, how much more drawish it is because of the pawn structure, besides having this position where it's a little bit less drawish because it's not symmetrical. It's slightly less symmetrical here. It's still equal in drawish, but this one I think there's a higher chance of a decisive result than if we had gotten this one with like you get c6 takes. I think it's I mean I think it's much higher. I would say, well, not much higher. It's like 90 versus 85 or something. But the other way, there's more chance of a decisive game without the symmetrical pawn structure. So we'll see. So we bet on other sports. Example, football doesn't have immense knowledge on a game outcome. Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of what I'm saying here. Is I'm saying that in this position, like at my level, I mean, it's still equal, but there's an imbalance. Like this imbalance, it's still likely to be a draw, but there's a higher chance of a decisive result simply because of the fact that we don't get this symmetrical structure. So it's still all equal, but there's a difference in the type of equal because of the imbalance, and that's something that you can't really factor in chess easily. So yeah, all right, so back to the chess, waiting for a move. You're asking me why am I not talking about the game yet? I'm not talking about the game because it's incredibly boring. That's why I'm not talking about it. This is incredibly boring for me. Like queen b3, I mean bishop g4 doesn't feel human. Knight e4 feels very human here. I mean all the juicers are coming off the board and we're headed towards a draw. Like I don't know what you want me to say. Like you want me to give some fancy line here? I mean this is not an exciting game. It's a very boring game. Like knight d4, bishop h7, and then what? Yeah, queen b3. If white gets b5, I mean if somehow you can get a structure like this, then yeah, white's better. Big boo-hoo if you can get it. But of course on b5 I'm gonna go c5 and black's better. So I mean I don't know what you guys want me to say. You want me to give like, oh yeah, maybe white can get some long-term advantage here. You get D's knights to d4 and c5, some advantage, but objectively I mean it's just extremely dry and boring. It's very boring. I mean it's just incredibly boring. Started doing Reddit React. You know what, I have actually unfortunately spent a lot of time in the last like 3 days looking at Wall Street bets and RAITH am I the something hole, and it's made me question my life a little bit on some level. Both those Reddit threads have really made me wonder, like I mean like I don't know if I'm just very lucky in my life or what's going on, because yeah, I've been reading both of those Reddit threads, and like I mean of course I left RHS long ago, but like those two make me really question my life. I mean reading about someone turn like $1,000 into $1 million, then lose half of it on MicroStrategy, and then lose another like 250k on Amazon calls, and they're like, I'm done, I'm gonna enjoy Thanksgiving, and then they're right back at it making a bet again on MicroStrategy. It just, I don't know what world we live in. I'm very confused by the world we live in. So anyway, we got the c6 here. I expect queen b3 from Ding, maybe knight d4, maybe a4. Really those are the only three moves here. It's classic, pick one and go from there. Hikaru, just started investing in the stock market. India, do you have any tips? Not really. My personal take is all about America. Like, I mean, I really do think America continues to outperform the rest of the world. That's why I sold all my foreign funds recently. Like, I no longer have EEM or MXI. I sold both of those, and I'm all in on the USA. So if you can buy like the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ, the Qs, QQQ or XLK, that's probably what I would say. If you can't, then I mean, probably I don't know anything about the Indian market, but I assume that the big companies will continue to dominate if you can invest in them. Like, I mean, I think about the companies like, what's it, Reliant? It's Reliant, right? The one that's run by Ambani. I mean, I think they're just going to continue to grow bigger and bigger. Obviously what Adani is doing, just how widely spread across the board in the industries, those would probably be what I would say. Reliance Industries, or whatever Adani is doing. That's what I would say. Of course I have no knowledge, like it's just based on general reading articles here or there. But anyway, Tata, I mean, I would say steel is actually something I do know something about. The steel industry has been terrible for a long time. The steel industry, I mean has been bad. I mean like steel has just been terrible for a long time. But anyway, back to the game. Let's see what we got here. But Tata Steel, of course, they do sponsor chess, which is great to see. They sponsor the tournament in Kolkata as well as the tournament in the Netherlands. So it's great to see that they do sponsor chess. No, steel has been very bad for like, I feel like a decade at least now. Yeah. Tata is bigger than just steel. Okay, so they're more They're more diversified. Okay, so anyway, all right, queen b3. Queen b3 is, I don't know why is Ding deep in, how long has Ding been thinking here? Okay, plays knight d4. Okay, we'll get bishop g6 or bishop h7 almost for sure. And then we'll probably get queen b3. I don't like Ding's, again, by the way, I don't like Ding's time usage. Somehow he's down 16 minutes, and if I'm being honest here, these are pretty much every move in this game. He could have played every move here in like 5 seconds. I'm just gonna be honest here. He could have played every move in 5 seconds in this game. Like, how has he used 40 minutes here? Like, I mean, again, if we're being truly honest about this, this is something where every move that he's played here, he could have played every move in this game in 5 seconds, literally every move in 5 seconds. There's not been one move in this game that I think is, maybe cd5 you use a little bit of time to think, but every other move pretty much you could play this instantly. So why are you good at blitz but only decent classical? I mean, I am kind of like number 3 or something in classical chess right now, possibly number 2, we'll see, after Charlotte, but like, I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, it's, I think what I would say, like, if we're, I know we're making jokes obviously, but what I would say is that objectively the reason I'm better in blitz than classical chess is because I rely on intuition a lot more. My natural feel for the game is very high, versus like hard calculations. So I mean, that I would say that's a general reason that you know, if you ask me why I'm better in blitz, or at least I have been. But I would say I think it's going the other direction lately. I think that nowadays as I get older, my instincts, my reactions, they're a little bit slower. The processor in my brain, unfortunately, I can't replace it. So, or at least not yet. Maybe by the time I'm 80 or so, it'll be possible to replace your brain, but at least right now I can't. So like as I get a little bit older, I think I'm better at classical chess on some level now. Maybe not better, but I would say that I think like I like to think, I think using my brain, it works better. It works better. I think if I look at my level now in classical versus the past, I'm much closer to my peak in classical. Like I would say 2800 now versus 2815 in 2015. I think 2800 now is a lot more impressive than it was back in 2015. So I would say I'm much closer to my peak in classical than I would say my peak in blitz. In blitz, I think I'm significantly worse than the peak, and I think in classical I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm much closer to that peak than I am relative to blitz. What was I doing in 1743? I wasn't alive in 1743. Anish thinks his peak is higher than yours. That's the one clip I did see from the lie detector. I haven't seen anything else from it, but I have a feeling the lie detector is gonna be a lot of fun, because someone said something about, he said he's said something like I'm not being serious when I say I'm a streamer first or something. So there's gonna be a lot of fun stuff to cover. I mean, I would say like this is not a hot take either, and we're covering the games. We're waiting for bishop g6 or h7, but like, I mean, this is my chance to sort of talk a lot more, because obviously I'm not playing any games. But I think what I would say about it is I think what I would say about it is that, you know, at the end of the day, a lot of people, it's very clear to me that if you're not on the inside, like if you're not an insider, you really don't understand monetization or things of this nature. A lot of people are under this assumption that like it's all about clickbaiting. Now, to some degree, in things like thumbnails, for example, or titles on YouTube, that is 100% accurate. But for just about everything else on the internet, that is not true. So for example, if you say things and you're saying it just because you want people to click on a video or click on some Twitter thing, first of all, I'll say this: Twitter does not monetize well at all, unless your account is pushed to premium users. You're not monetizing. There are certain people, like there's this woman who I think is like getting all these premium interactions, and so her monetization looks like really impressive. But for example, in general, it does not monetize. It does not monetize. So that's the first big misconception, is like you say something to get a click or be relevant or farm or whatever else. But at the end of the day, if you do that stuff and you're not being truthful about it, in the long run, you're going to lose viewers because of it. So the notion that like you say something just because or for the sake of it, for getting a click, is actually, at least in my case, completely wrong. What I mean when I say monetize, what I mean by monetize is like the notion that like you say something like clickbaity or something and you're gonna get like 5 more viewers on your stream, or you're gonna get 10 more people to look at your Twitter or whatever it is just not reality. So anyway, we have bishop h7, queen b3 played instantly by Ding. Okay, this makes sense. And now a big moment here for Gukesh, a big moment. So probably computer wants knight e4. I think rook e8 is objectively more human because b5 is never really a threat here, because then you go c5 and you build a bit of a big black center where you're pushing p. Not really. You guys didn't hear what I said. You didn't hear what I said. I said for YouTube that is 100% a thing. But when you say a clip of, say you have a short, or you have a Twitter, not Twitter, sorry, you have like a video on Twitter, that does not monetize. That does not monetize. So saying something just because or something, or in my case saying something like I stream more than anything else. Like I have a platform deal with Kick, obviously, as everybody knows. Like so like live stream is how I mean, what do I want to say? Like live stream is a big thing. Let's leave it at that, okay? So like when people think that like when I say this, you know, like I say I'm a streamer first just because like I say that just to be funny or something. Like I say it because I believe it. Like I do. I'm a streamer first. Like I don't study chess every day anymore. In fact, like I'll say this, I've started looking at some chess ahead of December, but like I started looking at chess recently, and it's the first time I've actually looked at chess in like since the candidates. Like, so when people think that I just make this stuff up or I'm not a pro player, like, look, I haven't studied chess in like 5 months. Like, I'm sorry, but if I were a professional player, I would be studying chess. Like, let's be serious. I mean, like, let's be serious. But anyway, whatever. So let's see what we get. Rook e8 feels like the computer wants knight e4. I don't think that's very human. Rook e8 feels like the natural move to me. Maybe knight b6 also an option, but knight b6 probably runs into some a4, a5, and now white's starting to push the p on the queen side. Why so serious? Yes, why so serious? People making money, making six figures every month, they're either in front of a lot of premium users, or they have like well into the tens of millions of followers. You guys want to know how much money I made on Twitter in the last 2 weeks? I'll tell you guys. You want to know how much money I made on Twitter? Actually, no, I'll give you a better example. There was a tweet that I had for Vishy Anand. Okay, I had a tweet for Vishy Anand that got like 1.1. I'll find it actually. I'll find my profile. Okay, let me find. Where's the Vishy one? Where is it? It's so long ago. GMHikaru boy. I think I said boy from India. Was it, or Wonderkin from India? Twitter. Maybe it's Twitter. Let me see if I can find it. It's truly unfathomable. This one, right? It's this one, yeah. So I had this tweet, okay? I had this tweet about Vishy Anand, okay? And this tweet got 2.1 million views, okay? 2.1 million views, okay? Which is insane, right? You want to know how much money I made that during that 2-week period when this tweet hit bigly? If I'm not mistaken, I believe I made $3.47. Yeah, you guys. So the people who are making, when you say people are making six figures, either is being pushed in a certain way, it's being pushed in a certain way, or it's only premium users. That had 2.1 million. I can tell you how many impressions I had during that period as well, but whatever. I'm just telling you that when people say these things, it's a lot of it is not true. A lot of it is like, don't just automatically believe it. Don't automatically believe it. So, okay, let's see what we get from Gukesh waiting for a move here. You made $3 and still haven't upgraded your shirt. Yes, yeah. The Tiffany Fong thing, I'm aware of her. I'm very that whole thing feels a little bit weird. It feels weird. It feels like certain accounts are being pushed, is what I would say. That's my view. I don't know, obviously, but that's just my view. So anyway, let's see what Gukesh chooses to play here. I expect rook e8. Rook e8's the move I expect. That's my belief. Rook e8. I mean, also, like, because the reason that I'm also I find it weird is because, for example, like, I'll give you an example. Like, I look at like someone like Andrew Yang who goes and tweets like all the time. I mean, maybe not all the time, but he tweets like every day pretty consistently. I mean, sometimes he has some big views, sometimes they aren't big, but like he tweets pretty consistently. And I've never seen him ever post anything more than like $100 for a pay period. Okay, so Gukesh thinking here. He's probably gonna think for a bit. Probably rook e8 is my best guess. a6 maybe is a move later, but I don't think it's really relevant because if b5 is not a threat, there's no need to play a6 here. Knight e4 played. Refresh. Knight e4 is played. No move yet. Knight e4 is a logical move. It's logical, but rook e8 is a little bit more logical. I mean, if white can get a position like this, for example, with the bastion here on a connect 5, white is probably better. But that's the big dream. The dream here is to either get a minority attack with b5 or to get a bastion with this knight on c5 or a4 a5 first. Like even something like this, just to illustrate, something like a5 and then knight a4 knight c5, and this is a dream with these knights here aiming towards the center and the queen side. So both of these, I mean, like white's idea is to get a4 a5 knight a4 or b5. Like you have to attack the queen side or you have to get knight c5. Those are the two ideas here. So anyway, let's see what we get here. At any rate, hope you guys are having a good morning wherever you are in the world. Big shout out to 4,000 you guys who are 4,000 you guys who are watching already. I am going to be covering, for anyone who's wondering, I wasn't really intending to wake up at 4 a.m. and cover a bunch of these, but I'm going to be covering at least the next 2 games. 3 games, 6 I will be streaming at 4 a.m. After that, my wife is back home, and I don't know if she's going to let me stream at this hour, because that means I'm probably going to end up waking her up, but we'll see. At least for the next 2 games, though, I will be streaming at 4 a.m. Also, jokes aside, by the way, today is a very big day from that regard too, because my wife is actually playing a tournament in Dominican Republic. The last game starts at 9 a.m. Eastern. If she wins the game, she will win the tournament and qualify for the FIDE World Cup. So she's actually busy playing a serious tournament right now, which is another reason I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. So yeah, there's that too. So it's been a busy last couple of like days or so. But what am I buying for Black Friday? I already did my Black Friday purchases. So I went out, and you guys might not know this, but I'm one of these people who I'm not a big consumer. So this camera that you see, this is my original camera that I bought in 2020. So I went and basically bought a duplicate. I mean, I've got the camera's in its box, so I can't show you the camera, but I bought the cores, I bought a cam link, I bought a tripod. Actually, I can't show you guys the box. If I show you the box the camera's in, I'm gonna leak my address, which I don't want to do. Yeah, so I basically, it was on sale, so I bought another Sony Alpha 7 for traveling and everything else. So yeah, that's what I did. It was all on sale. No, it was like $1,200 I think. And I bought a Sigma. Of course, I bought a Sigma lens, obviously, because it's better to be Sigma than anything else. So yeah, I basically bought a duplicate camera since the stuff was on sale. So camera quality overrated. They're retro fillers that people buy for hundreds of bucks. Doesn't matter, you guys. It's a tax write-off. It's a tax write-off. So anyway, waiting for a move here. Okay, Gukesh is thinking. Hikaru, in principle, why exactly is betting regulated in the US and stock trading isn't? I don't really feel like having a hot matrix style take, so let's not go there right now. Okay. I expect rook e8 or knight e4, one of those 2 moves. I should make a studio like Joe Rogan. I'm still waiting for Joe to actually have me on his podcast. He said he wanted to have me. He has my contact info, and he hasn't asked me yet. I'm very disappointed, but I assume one day he'll finally reach out. Okay. Yeah, rook e8 or knight e4 are the 2 moves. Anything else, I'm hard pressed to. Maybe queen e7 is another option. Maybe queen e7 is another option I could see, but really I expect one of these 3 moves. Are chess.com okay with their top dogs doing take? I spoke about that earlier, but in case you weren't here at the start of the stream, I did speak about that already, where I said earlier that before agreeing to it, I spoke to chess.com. I asked them, like, look, this isn't like a conflict. They're not a competitor. They're like, no, it's all good. Go ahead and do it. So that's what they said. So I mean, that's what they said. I'm not controversial enough for Joe Rogan. Hey, didn't I tell you guys the other day that I recently found the show on Netflix called Ancient Apocalypse with Graham Hancock, who was on Joe Rogan? I mean, I told you guys that I saw that on Netflix the other day. I thought parts of it were actually really interesting. I thought it was kind of crazy to see Keanu in that as well. Keanu Reeves, who does play chess as well, by the way. Anyway, okay, waiting for a move here from John Wick. Maybe Queen E7, maybe Rook E8, maybe Knight E4. See what we get here. Doesn't Knight E4 run in D3? No, if you go D3 here, I fork you with Knight D2. I fork the Queen and the Rook. So anyway, yeah, Knight E4. The main reason Knight E4 makes sense here is because with less pieces on the board, white has less of a chance to attack to create the minority attack on the queen side. Less pieces, less chance to attack. Because like basically now you can never go b5 because there's always c5. I also have a wooden shield here in the middle of the board. So what you want to do is also, like, just to illustrate a general point here, you try to soften the structure. So I know in this position it's bad, but objectively the pawn on d5 becomes weaker. So like if you can start to soften up and weaken the pawns for D's knights here, it becomes a little bit more dangerous. So like the more pieces that come off the board, the better it is for black. No Ancient Apocalypse, Ancient Aliens, or Trade Wars. Okay. Oh, did I say John Wick? Sorry. No, I mean Keanu Reeves is John Wick. Sorry, but no, Gukesh is not John Wick. Did I lose viewership last game? Apparently, record numbers on viewers on all streams. Not on all streams. The record was on chess-based India specifically, and that's one thing that's really tricky with chess, by the way, that I would say that's really hard. And I think that's something that I think FIDE also struggles to understand, is that every market is different. So there are unique bubbles where people will watch chess no matter what, and those bubbles apply very specifically to two countries in particular, those countries being India and Norway. So what I mean by that is that, so with a country like Norway, people will actually watch chess on TV in Norway, and they will not do that anywhere else in the world. Or in India, for example, if one of the Indian players is doing well, whether it's Gukesh in the World Championship or Prag in the World Cup against Magnus, Indian viewers will flock and watch it when an Indian player is doing well, and they will not watch when an Indian player is not doing well. So it's very tricky because the numbers are extremely deceptive, where if like with India, if it's an Indian player doing well, the numbers can be booming and out of this world good, but if an Indian is not doing well, no one's going to watch. And with Norway, I would argue it's the same thing. Without Magnus, Norwegians will still have an interest in chess, but they're not going to watch in huge volume. So like that's kind of the thing, is the numbers are very tricky. It's very tricky when you look at it. Indonesia had that one event with Dua Kipis, which was massive too. Yeah. So Cigar Shah paying from his pocket for the cameras. I know Cigar had raised some money from some Indian sponsors, but it's great to see. No, it's great to see. It's great to see. It's great to see. Honestly, I'll be honest. If Cigar paid anything near what I think he paid for it, assuming he even paid like 20% out of pocket, he's probably going to objectively lose money. He's probably going to lose money on it, but you know, it's definitely worth it in his case. So I'm very happy for him. I mean, I said it before, like, I'm not jealous or anything of him, but out of all the content creators, he is the one creator right now who has the best lasting potential going forward down the road. He easily has the best potential because chess in India is going to remain big no matter what happens everywhere else in the world. Like, chess could fade in the US, which could have a very adverse effect for Levy and myself, but in India, chess is not fading because you have great juniors. The system is there. So Cigar is in a great spot right now. Why is FIDE trying to charge a lot of money? Well, FIDE, like I said, everything's very tricky, but FIDE is trying to compare apples and bagels, basically. It's like, you know, if I'll give you an example. If Norwegian TV wants to spend a lot of money on camera rights for the World Rapid and Blitz, they do it because Norwegian people will tune in and watch, but you can't compare a Norwegian audience to, say, an audience on Twitch or anywhere else. Like, you can't. It's literally comparing an apple to a bagel. You're comparing like a fruit to a piece of bread. You can't compare, or an apple to like a pineapple. No, sorry, that's actually on the same level, but you can't do a straightforward comparison. So it's like you're trying to compare two things that are very different, and I think FIDE is under the impression they're the same when they aren't the same. So yeah, you got to be careful with carbohydrates. Okay, you guys, you get the point of what I'm making. Or it's like, you know, with India, if Indians love chess and they're willing, you know, you have Indian sponsors willing to pay a ton of money, that doesn't mean that that's the reality of the market. That just means that's like one segment of the market. So anyway, that's kind of the point of what I'm making, though, is you can't, just because you get one group that's willing to spend a ton of money to buy like a camera rights doesn't mean that that's the same across the board, or that the monetization is the same across the board either. Let's see what Gukesh plays here. Rookie 8's a move, knight e4's a move, queen e7's a move. I struggle to see other moves that make sense. Queen e7 to me, actually, I think about it as a human, feels like the most human move here. Feels like the most human move to me, queen e7. Just because it hits the pawn, he puts me on the open file. Geary is delusional. Like I said, you guys, no spoilers. I haven't watched it. I've seen the one clip on Twitter where he says his peak is better than mine, but that's the only bit I've seen. So no spoiling. We'll get to that after the game and the recap. Basically, the schedule is going to be, we'll do the game, we'll do the recap, and then we'll get to the Anish stuff. That's going to be the plan. Also, it's 5:30. It feels like it's time to eat breakfast. Maybe I'll heat up my noodles in a second. Maybe. Or I'll read. Maybe I'll read some. We'll read while we wait. Let's read a page of this book. Let's read a page of this book. What's happening in Riyadh next year? Chess.com is supposed to announce something, but that's all I'm going to say. Okay. Let me find something exciting about candlesticks. Okay, let's read about chapter 10. Let me stop the music for a second because I can't hear myself. Chapter 10. Here we go. Oscillators and contrary opinion. In this chapter, we're going to talk about an alternative to trend following approaches, the oscillator. The oscillator is extremely useful in non-trending markets where price fluctuations in a horizontal price band or trading range, creating a market situation where most trend following systems simply don't work that well. Well, that's where we throw the book out the window. There goes the book. We don't need the book because right now we're living in a world of trends. It's all about Bitcoin, Tesla, and everything going through the roof. So we don't need to read the book anymore. Let's keep going with the game. All right, let's see what gets played by Gukesh here. Still waiting for the move. Let's try another book. Let's read from a chess book, you guys. This is actually my stepfather's book. I highly recommend it if you haven't already seen it. It's called Great Moves, Learning Chess Through History. Let's learn about the AA battery. Here we go. In addition to the fork and pin, the battery is a formidable attacking weapon. It is created when two long-range pieces line up behind each other to exert more pressure along the same line of movement. The battery is analogous with a battering ram, a device such as a heavy log that was used in medieval times to break into a fortress or a castle. Sometimes the target of the battery is a piece or a pawn, and other times the target is a weak square. A battery can be created by a queen and a rook attacking along a file or rank, by doubling rooks along a file or rank, or by a queen and a bishop attacking along a diagonal. A short-range piece cannot form a battery. A pawn backed up by a bishop, for example, does not constitute a battery, even though both capture diagonally, as the pawn will attack only the next square on the diagonal. Okay. Yeah, I should write a book. Here we go. Here's a good term. Okay, end peasant. In the late 1400s, a change to chess rules allowed the pawn to move two spaces on its first move. This, along with the expanded abilities of the queen and the bishop, was designed to speed up the game by creating more movement. The double pawn move was particularly controversial because it allowed a pawn to sneak past an enemy pawn that might otherwise capture it. The end peasant rule was created to solve this problem. End peasant is a French term that means in passing. The end peasant rule states that whenever a player advances a pawn two spaces so it ends up next to an enemy pawn on the same rank, his opponent has the option to capture that pawn as if it had only advanced one square. This option must be exercised on the very next move or not at all. Okay. All right. So there's another little bit. Sorry, you can tell I'm struggling to keep a straight face after I say the word like 20 times. Okay. What else do we have? Okay, removing the guard, king safety, lot of good terms. Let's hear about, who is this dude? I've never heard about this dude. So my stepfather apparently does a lot of chess research. I don't even know who this dude is. Can you see this guy? Yeah, this is about Jean-Jacques Rousseau from France. He lived from 1712 to 1778. Jean-Jacques Rousseau was a French philosopher, author, and musical composer whose political philosophy had a major influence on the French Revolution. Not Jean Paul, you guys, not Jean Paul. Well, his education philosophy still is an influence on schools today. Oh, we get a move that I did not expect. We get knight e5. Okay, we're back to chess. This is not something I'm aware of, by the way. This is a move that I did not think about. What is the point of this move? Wait a second. What is the point of this move? White goes f4? Knight d7 back? Okay, this is a very strange move to me. This is a very strange move. What is knight e5? To go knight g6? I'm really confused. This is a very weird move. It's a very mysterious move. I don't understand this move at all. I mean, is the idea to go back to d7? Yeah, this is a very strange move. I'm really confused. Knight g6, bishop d3, and then what? Knight e7? Wow. Wow. This is a new age technique. This is new age technique. I never would have considered knight e5. It's the best computer move. There's no way knight e5 is the best move. There's no way. Rook e8 or queen e7 surely have to be the best move. No, it's a very strange move though. Very mysterious. I'm wondering if Gukesh has looked at some structure, so he figures knight g6, knight e7 is just good for black. I mean, honestly, I'm really confused by this. Is this really good for black? Maybe the idea is to play knight c8, knight d6. Wow, this is deep. This is deep. This is deep. Yeah, I mean, I'm really confused by this. Let me put the music back on. It's probably to prevent d3, but d3 is never really a threat, I don't think. Yeah, this is I mean, crazy. Yeah, this is not a move I ever would have considered. No, I don't. Come on, you guys, don't be weird. Don't start with the nonsense. Okay, I'm really not in the mood for it. I mean, I guess the idea is he wants to go knight d7 back. I mean, I guess he figures he provokes it so white can't go d3, which maybe makes sense on one hand. Maybe it makes sense because I guess if white can't go b5 here, also there are two. I mean, if b5 always runs into c5, but even if white goes knight a4 here, now there's knight to e4, and suddenly you have a bastion because the pawn can't go back. Like if we go back here, say you got knight a4 at some point, like just to set up a point, there's always f3 to kick the horse. So maybe if you go f4, now that there's always knight e4. Yeah, probably you ignore it though. Yeah, computer wants a4 a5, I guess, but f4 is always a threat too. Yeah, probably a4 here. It's probably a confusing move for Ding though. Probably I expect a4. I think a4 a5. Will I play next World Cup? Maybe. But yeah, it is scary to just allow white to play f4 and hit the knight. This sounds like a radio channel at work. That's great. Awesome. I'm gonna go heat up my water because we're gonna get a big thing here. We're gonna get a big thing on this move. All right, what happened? Nothing happened. All right, I'm just heating it up. Why does Stockfish want 8-4 here? Stockfish wants 8-4 here because f4 doesn't do anything. F4 is actually a bad move apparently. And if you're not going to go f4, you have to do something on the queen side. b5, there's always c5 here, and black's better. So it wants a4. I think what it wants you to go a5 here and try to use D's knights. Something like knight a4, knight c5. Try to use D's knights and hit all the juicers here with this pawn structure, maybe. Something like that, but I'm not 100% sure why. Apparently a4 and white's better here, by the way. I expect a4 to be played, by the way. If he doesn't go f4, he's going to go a4. Purse of knight e5 is the hypnotized Ding, maybe. I think a4 is most logical, actually. If you don't go f4, if you use time you don't like f4, you kind of realize what the purpose is. then you won't play f4. I think f4 is basically not good because in the long term what's going to happen is whenever you go knight a4 there's knight e4 and now the pawn can't go to f3. From f2 you could kick it, but the pawn's too far advanced. You want the pawn here, but now it's stuck. So now you have some weaknesses and knight goes to d6 and it's just a better structure for black. So it's a very deep conceptual move here by Gukesh, very deep. If Ding, by the way, I'll say if Ding plays f4 though, I'm actually going to be a little bit worried about his chances long term. I think Ding could lose the game if he plays f4. No, if you go knight e4 there's just h3 and your knight's trapped. I think we'll get a4. That's my prediction. A4. Rook fc1 feels a little bit iffy because of knight d3 to me, but maybe I'm. Oh, do you have knight d5? Actually, wait, you've got knight d. Yeah, you've got knight. Oh no, maybe not. No, maybe it's not so simple. No, but even this is probably a little bit better. So not knight d3. Yeah, rook fc1 actually is not crazy, but I'd be a little bit worried because here come D's knights and maybe some kind of weird like king side attack maybe with the knights and the queen. Try to attack here. I mean, because you're moving everything away from the king, and at the end of the day, you got to protect the king. I mean, just look at England, like Henry the which one was that? It was Henry the Fifth. Which one was that? That was Henry. It was Henry the Fifth, right? No, it was Henry the Eighth. Henry the Eighth. Okay, Henry the Eighth. Henry the Eighth. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to end up like Henry the Eighth. So moving all the protection away from the king is not a good idea here. I mean, come on, it's early, you guys. Yeah. Can Kai Cenat play chess? I'm sure he can play chess. Actually, now it's probably done heating up, so give me 1 second. By the way, fun fact, someone said Henry VIII was 800 at chess. He actually was 800 at chess. People might not know this, but a little bit of fun trivia is if I'm not mistaken, I believe that Henry VIII, when he was going to be executed, the two things he had in his possession at that time were, of course, a Bible and a chess set. So he actually was 800 at chess. No cap. All right, let's see what Ding plays here. We're waiting for the move, either a4 or a4. A4 to me is the move that I expect. A4 is what I expect. No, I'm not joking. I believe historically, if I'm not mistaken, when he was like being executed, the two things he had were of course a Bible and a chess set. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that that's correct. Henry VIII had 8 wives. Okay, you guys, thank you. Is he spending too much time here? I mean, I wouldn't be, but you know what? We're only on move 14 here. I mean, it's not a big deal, but yeah, I mean, honestly, it's hard to judge because I think in this position, both sides are going to have to use time. I don't think it's a position where one side is easy moves. Both sides are going to have to use their time for every move here. So I'm not too worried yet, but if he uses like more than another like 10 minutes on this move, I think time pressure, it's going to get nervy. It's going to get nervy. It'll get nervy if he uses more than 10 minutes. Oh, all right. Henry VIII wasn't executed. Which one was? It was Henry VIII who was executed. No? Or no, wait. Which Henry was executed? As Henry VIII, yeah. He was executed for treason. No? No, that's what Google's lying to me. Whatever. Okay, we get A4 played. Okay, A4 played. You get A4. A4 is played. Oh, it was Charles I. It wasn't Henry VIII. I mean, on Google it says King Henry VIII executed for treason. Final execution of King Henry VIII. Oh no, he died. Wait. No, he died in 1540. Okay, I don't know what the heck. Google's lying to me. It literally says that. It says King Henry VIII executed for treason. Executed for treason. Final execution of King Henry VIII. Wikipedia lying? I don't know, whatever. Okay. No, I think you're right. I think it was Charles. I think Charles sounds right. Okay. Let's see what Gukesh plays here. Injun wants Gukesh to go a5. a5 is a very committal move here. Very tough move to play as well. a5 takes what, c5? No, the knight f3. Queen c. I mean, playable. Not crazy. Definitely possible, but the queen b6 and queen. Okay, I mean, this is getting really, really deep and dank. I mean, there's also a6 here. If takes, is there some tactics with d4? No, wait, what? Oh, there's queen e6. Okay, queen e6. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit out there, frankly. It's not crazy, but if Gukesh is gonna find this, he's gonna have to use like probably a good 15 minutes at least. He's gonna have to use like 15 minutes to find this. He's not gonna be able to play this quickly. Henry VIII was a streamer. There are probably a lot of Henry VIII streamers. No, this is the Ajinomoto from Costco. So it has stuff in it. It has like protein and stuff. Yeah. He's gonna find a5 but not queen c7. I don't know. Nope. Whoa, b6 played instantly. What? f4? Or wait, no, sorry, wait, no. Oh no, that was me. That was my mouse. Never mind. Sorry, that was my mouse. Sorry. Yeah, I was like what? No, that was my mouse. I guess I clicked the pawn and I moved. Never mind. Sorry. Yeah. Sheesh. Yes. Exactly. No. It wasn't played. Yeah. Hikaru's. No, I have 1,000 plus games. No, I have 1,000 plus games. No, I've got 1,000 plus. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. Oh. All right. Where were we? I forget where we were. We were somewhere. Do I have any nutrition habits? Not really. I try not to eat that much red meat if I can help it. I try to not eat that much red meat. Ramen at 5 in the morning. Yeah, because my schedule's all messed up. Yeah. What I eat for Thanksgiving, I ate some cold cuts of turkey. That was my turkey for Thanksgiving. That's become a bit of a trend for me lately. For Thanksgiving, unless I'm with my parents, I just usually I have my pack of like the organic turkey from Costco, and I just have a slice or two. I will do the lie detector later today, by the way. Yeah. So I'll do the lie detector. Basically, we'll cover the game, we'll do the recap, and I'll do it afterwards. Eating animal products is highly unethical. Thank you for that. I needed to hear that. Thank you. That's exactly what I needed to hear. Thank you for that. As always, thank you for that. Thank you for that great piece of nonsense. Okay. Let's see what Gukesh is gonna play. Am I a fanboy? I mean, Costco's just great. I like it. Yeah. Computer wants 94. I mean, there's so many options. One thing I don't like about 95 here is that now the position has become very kind of obscure, meaning like it's not really clear cut what Gukesh is playing for. Because there's always f4, now there's b5, I mean not b5, but a5, maybe b5 later, f4. Like you always have to worry about f4 now. So I think Gukesh is gonna actually have to use time. Like I don't know. I mean, 95 is an okay move, but it's probably only relatively okay if you get this position, like because now you have this knight here, which I guess is good, but honestly, is this good? Really not so convinced. Like a5 and rook c5. I mean, this is actually good for black. Wow, really? Interesting. On first glance, I would never guess at that position. After takes a5 a6 is good for black. Surprisingly, what about queen c3, knight b3, knight c5? Still interesting. Interesting. Knight e4 does not feel like a human move to me here, or maybe that's just correctly evaluating it, I should say. Does not seem obvious to me. Well, let's see what we got. Interesting. I mean, it's a tough. I don't like knight e5 actually, not because it's a bad move, but because it makes it where you have to think about a lot of things on every move now, so you're gonna have to use a lot of time. You're gonna have to use a lot of time here basically on every move now if you're Gukesh, which I don't particularly like. I don't like knight e5 fundamentally. I don't like it. Yeah, a5 was an obvious move to consider. I mean these moves are it's very complex. When you look at the computer, it's a lot different than looking from the human view. So like for example, when I thought about this first glance as a human, I think that white's better here, and computer says black is better. Or maybe it's changing its mind if you don't go a5. Maybe it's changing. But on first glance, I think white is better here. That's just my first reaction. So like knight e4, for example, not obvious to me. I think knight e5 was a mistake from a practical standpoint. Not a bad move, but it's going to make it tricky here because now you always have to worry about f4. I mean, rook e8 seems like the move to me. The clocks are yeah, but you guys, it's not about the bar. This is where we get into the other point that's probably the single most frustrating thing to deal with, which is that computers are 3,500. We as humans cannot play like computers, so our assessments as humans are not going to be the same as computers because we just suck at chess. I said it the other day, I'll say it again, like we suck at chess compared to computers. So when you see the bar, you're like, oh yeah, it's fine, it's whatever, like, but the bar is at a 3,500 level, not at the human level. So that's like kind of the thing that's really makes it tricky when you look at the bar. Time scramble this game, I don't think so, but actually I don't know, because there isn't an easy way for the sides to trade down pieces. Pieces are not going to be traded easily or quickly. Eating ramen without sharing is highly unethical. I mean, yeah, I kind of agree, but you can just buy this at Costco or on Amazon, so you don't really have an excuse. I'm waiting for Amazon to have like 30-minute delivery with like drones and other stuff. Yeah, I really don't like 95. Okay. Rook c8 played. I expect a5 almost for sure now. Maybe we need a perfect play disclaimer on the bar. Maybe, yeah. Rich Streamer tells audience to go to Costco, bro. Costco's not expensive. What are you talking about? Costco's not expensive. Y'all be trolling. Like a5 c5 takes queen b7. There's probably f4 here, right? Yeah, there's f4. Yeah, now the knight gets hit, and there's also a fork coming as well. I expect a5. I'd be surprised if we get anything other than a5. Like again, computer wants rook fd1, which is like a move that makes no sense at all to me as a human. No sense at all. I expect a5. I'd be very surprised. Yeah, rook d1 makes no sense. What does the rook do? I mean, the pawn's going nowhere. The file is closed. What on earth is the point of rook d1? Like, there's gonna be something ridiculous, like knight e4. Now you go d3 or something. Whereas before, like, what's the difference? I mean, this is all getting ridiculous. This is all ridiculous computer nonsense. Rook c1 I could see being played, but rook d1 I think zero chance. Zero chance. I expect a5. So let's refresh and wait for the move. Rook f d1 will not be played. I mean, I don't get the point. I mean, it's literally, I guess, play d3. Is there e4? No e4s. You can't open the file. So, yeah, I mean, I guess you guard the pawn. Like, but if you don't play knight e4, like say I go rook e8, are you still gonna play d3? No, now you go. I mean, it's just a combination of weird plans. I don't get it personally. I don't get it. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't make any sense at all. Is a draw? I think a draw is more likely than not, but I'm not as convinced as I was earlier. I mean, basically, from Gukesh's standpoint, I really didn't like castle. I thought he should have played c6 to keep the structure the same. What are the odds? Let's see. Let's refresh. What are the odds? Yeah, now it's saying Gukesh is a 90. Sorry, I'll scroll down. It's saying Gukesh is 90 is 12 cents to win. Ding is 20 cents. So it's basically they're saying 2084, 1290. Looks about right, actually. It looks about right. Yeah, it looks about right. We got a5 being played, by the way. Let's refresh the board. Yeah, a5 played as expected. Yeah, I really don't like this 95 move. It's very weird to me. Because now, like, the computer wants, what, b6? Or no, it wants b... Like, what's the difference? b6? Oh, there's bishop a6 and f4 now? Okay. And b5 there isn't. I'd be very surprised to see b5. I could say... I think b6 is very realistic. But b5 I would be surprised by. I do think the game is trending in a direction, though, where Ding won't have to think long. I think we're in a direction where Gukesh will have to spend the time. Drawovers, I believe, are not allowed before move 40. You get a spoon, 1 second. Is Hikaru eating ramen for breakfast every day? This is the last day. I'm out of ramen. Actually, I do have one more ramen in the cupboard. I do have an Ichiban. Or no, not Ichiban, Sapporo. It's move number 15 for black here. I'm gonna look much better with a beard. I look better when it's in between. A full beard isn't great, but I don't look good without a beard. Or without facial hair, I should say. I mean, I really don't like. I mean, I know it's still fine, but this 95 move, I'm not a fan of it in general. To me, it feels like a very superficial move. Why shave it? Because it was too much. Yeah, I really don't want this 95 move. I feel like it's making Gukesh's life a lot harder because now there's always f4. Every move you have to worry about f4. Every move. I'd rather be probably white here. Definitely the moves are easier. Like, I just realized another problem. You go b5, this probably isn't good, but there's f4 and something like b5 with knight c6, and suddenly you're in all kinds of trouble here. Like, I guess you have knight c4 to hang in there, like takes or some c5 bishop d3, right? Takes and bishop d3, and you win material, but it's already very edgy. Okay, we get b6, so he plays it. Apparently a mistake here because of bishop a6, by the way. But why? 1 second. Ah, that was good. That was good. Okay, I don't understand why this is different. Because if you go here, f4, knight c4, what's the difference? I don't understand this. Is it knight b5 at the end? Oh, you have this. Wow. Oh, wow. And this is just winning? It's just winning, I guess. Yeah. f5 to lock the bishop in jail. Very dank idea. That's very dank. If Ding finds it though, if Ding finds bishop a6 and f4, I think he's gonna win this game. If he finds it. But that's a big if. Yeah, I'm gonna make a prediction. If he finds bishop a6, rook c7, f4, I think Ding is gonna win this game. I don't think he's gonna find it though. I don't think he's gonna find it. I think it's very difficult. But he has the time to think, so he might. He's gonna use a lot of time here though. He's gonna use a lot of time here is my prediction. What I'm saying is, I'm saying that basically I think this line with knight g6 is very hard to play. Like, I think that Gukesh is relying on the knight c4 tactic. That's why I think there's a good chance he'll win if he plays it. But again, finding this, you know, what you see with a computer versus like looking at it as a human where you can't cheat with a computer is very different. Two very different things, obviously. Very different. What's Pauly say? I mean, I think it still says the same. Yeah, it's still, I mean, 89, 84. I mean, I think the odds are correct though, because again, this is such a finite moment in time. Like, he has to find the exact sequence to be better. The exact sequence with bishop a6, f4. If he plays any other sequence, it's back to being like just equal. Polymark is not interesting, you guys, but it's the only site that has betting, or at least that where I can see it cleanly like this. Sessa says zeros. I mean, Sessa says zeros in every position. That's the problem, is you guys who don't play chess seriously, you literally say every position like zeros, draw, equal, fine. You gotta understand, if you sit down at the board and you have no computer to help you cheat, you're not finding any of these moves because computers are better than humans. And that's one of the biggest barriers, I would say, chess wise, is that the people, like, they look at the bar and they lose their mind and they don't realize that like humans are so much worse than computers. That's why chess struggles to gain mainstream popularity, in my opinion, because all these little nuances, you can't understand them. You just can't understand them at all if you don't play chess seriously. Like, you just can't. And that's why Fabiano, I heard that Fabiano, like, he said something about it recently too. Like, he's getting upset about this stuff, and I don't blame him, because it's like, you see this stuff and you see people saying things like, nobody knows what they're talking about for the most part. Nobody knows what they're talking about. Mind you, it's the internet, everyone wants to yap, which is fine, but like, people really don't understand what they're talking about. And I think the eval bar, maybe in a way, is one of the worst things in chess. You think it simplifies it, but it actually, in a way, it oversimplifies stuff to the point where people don't realize that humans can't find the moves. So like, that's actually what I would say, is it's very dangerous, very dangerous. I think it actually is bad. I think it's bad, because anyone who hasn't played chess seriously, like, they think that they're suddenly geniuses. Yeah, they think they're geniuses. I mean, maybe there's no alternative. I mean, maybe not, but I think that's one of the biggest impediments to chess becoming bigger, is that like every move that's even a slight, and actually, because chess.com has their features set up a certain way, it looks like some huge blunder, like, oh my god, these people, they suck at chess, they just blunder every move, when like, half the time the blunders aren't even blunders. Chess GMs are genius. If by genius you mean obsessed with chess, have dedicated their whole life to it. I mean, chess players are not geniuses, by the way. I'm going to tell you guys, like, that is the biggest myth and one of the biggest things that helps the chess business survive. And I don't necessarily mean specifically as playing, but I mean like specifically coaching. Like, so many parents want their kids to play chess because everyone's under this false illusion that chess players are geniuses, or you have to be smart to play chess. All that fake stereotypes and myths are one of the biggest reasons I think chess remains like so big in the public consciousness, is because like it's like a myth at this point. It's outdated by about 200 years. It used to be true, by the way. I do believe chess players were geniuses if you go back like 250 years, when players had to figure out everything over the board. Like I think you see a lot of players who, like, a lot of these guys, they're like mathematicians, philosophers, like Jacques-Jean Rousseau, or whatever his name was, like, was a musician, a philosopher, and good at chess. And like a lot of these guys were amazing. So like, I think it was true, but that myth still holds true today, and it's simply fake. Like, I mean, I swear, it's like Tim the Tatman. He started playing chess, and he's like, I'm stupid, Hikaru's a genius, and like that again showcases the myth, and it's just not true. Chess players are geniuses from the standpoint of like pattern recognition, memorization, certain specific techniques, but playing chess well does not mean you're a genius at all. So like, that's kind of the point. It's like, I mean, it's if that myth is shaken, I think that teaching chess will become a lot. It'll still be big, but the teaching business, specifically where parents want their kids to play chess, they think it's going to make them smart or something, that'll go down quite a bit. And that's why actually, like, I mean, like, it's very telling to me with like, also that like when Elon makes his tweets about chess, like how everyone in chess community, they get become outraged, like, oh my god, Elon said this, like he's only saying this because he sucks at chess, or he hates chess, or this, that, or the other thing. It's just a very realistic take. Like, I mean, I think the main reason he does this because it's like, I think he's seen it too, that like people act like chess players are geniuses, and they're definitely not. Bishop a6 is possible, it's not unreasonable, but it requires seeing the deep line here with takes, and you have to see knight b5, you have to see knight a7, and at the end of this you have to see f5, which in my opinion, because if you take bishop e4, is this actually good? No, I guess it's still, well, no, maybe not, because your pawns are terrible here. Maybe it's still winning. If you don't have to see f5, it's much more likely. If f5 were the only move, I think this would be almost unfindable. But if this is also still just good after takes, bishop e4 and what d3, yeah, d3 and then rook c1. I mean, if you can get here, that's fine. I mean, Gukesh is the favorite, but I don't know if the odds are right or wrong. I mean, it's very hard to judge. Very hard to judge. I don't think chess will be solved in 10 years, but I mean, if quantum computing becomes a real thing, it could easily be solved. But hey, if it gets solved, I'm glad I lived in the right time period and I was able to make a living off the game and then off of streaming. So yeah, that's what I would say. Hey, I'm glad that I was in the right place at the right time. It does make a huge difference if it gets solved. It makes a massive difference, because what happens is players will basically be able to look at this very specific opening strategies and know the exact optimal moves. So then you lose any interest in playing. I mean, literally you'll know what the best move is in every line, and then there's no point. There's literally no point, because then everyone will just play the Berlin every game, and there are only so many branches even within the Berlin where you can get a game. No, chess can be solved, but it's going to require quantum computing at a very high level. So we'll see. All right, markets are open. Let me take a quick look. SMCI doing? SMCI up small. What about Tesla? MicroStrategy all over the place this morning. Where is MicroStrategy? It is 404 up 4% free. I saw it at 365 on the 24-hour market on Robinhood. Okay, that must mean Bitcoin is up, right or not? I was debating making a play in MicroStrategy, but it's just too stupid. It's just pure gambling. 96.7 in Bitcoin. That's why, of course. Okay. I will say, if we don't get Bishop A6, though, I think this game is very likely to peter out into a draw. Because if we get takes, I think there's a very high chance we get knight F3 and something like D4, and the game just goes, pff, we get splat, and we get a draw very quickly. So, like, this is probably the critical moment. I'm just going to say right here, if we don't get Bishop A6, we're probably going to take knight F3, and it's going to be a draw, and we're all going to be very unhappy. Me more so than everybody else, because that'll mean it'll have been a short game. But yeah, this is the moment of truth. MicroStrategy is leverage beat Bitcoin. How's that gambling? Okay, fine. You want me to just go buy like, okay, fine. Why don't I just go buy 1,000 shares while I'm at it? But no, it's too stupid. It's too stupid. It's too stupid. It's just too stupid. Okay. It's just too stupid. No, I do what I should average. I should dollar cost. Like buy 500, then if it goes down, buy another 500. Okay, let's see what Ding's gonna play here. Bishop A6 Bishop A6 or takes knight F3. If we don't get Bishop A6, I'm predicting we're gonna get a draw very soon. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. My prediction, if we don't get Bishop A6, we're gonna get takes knight F3 and the game's gonna be a draw. That's my prediction right now. You heard it here first. Okay, boys, game's headed for a draw. Game's headed for a draw. I mean, he played knight F3 without taking, but I mean, I told you guys. Fudge me. What's the betting? It's it's still 88 cents. See, this would have been a huge arb. Like if this were sitting at like 80 cents, I would have been able to scalp this in a split second. But it was at 89, so yeah, there's no chance. I mean, 88, 89. There's no chance to scalp it. Oh well, that's life. Knight F3, so yeah, this is gonna be a draw, you guys. I mean, we're what, two? This is gonna be a draw. This by the way, I'm gonna be honest, this bodes very, very poorly for Ding. Very, very poorly. I'm just gonna be honest. This bodes incredibly poorly for him. No, I mean, we're gonna get takes in D4. I mean, this is headed for a draw. It might not be a draw instantly, but this is headed for a draw. Although he should have traded first, I think, because now he's not gonna be able to get it, right? There's a difference here. Wait, what's the difference? No big I mean, yeah, I mean, takes knight F3. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a draw. It's gonna be a draw. Nah, this is not it. No, I mean, this bodes very poorly for Ding. Like, even if you can say he had some chance to maybe be better in this game, I'll be honest. You know, if we're being honest here, if we're being honest about this, this is just not world championship caliber openings. This is not like, I mean, he got a little bit lucky. He got something in his Italian game that more than he should have gotten, but like, this is, I mean, this is literally an opening that you play in a blitz game. I mean, this is not something that you play in a classical game of chess. So like, Ding has shown absolutely nothing whatsoever so far. It's really hard. Like, I'm just gonna think about it as someone who played chess professionally once upon a time. Like, if you have good ideas, you use your good ideas first. You don't play nonsense or crap at the start. You play your best ideas from the get-go. So he's already played E4 and now he's played D4. He's played basically sideline / outright nonsense, like in this second white game. I mean, it's really hard for me to believe that Ding has real ideas with white, because the logic doesn't fit here. The logic doesn't fit, because if you think about the logic, maybe game 2 it's fine, but this game, after losing game 3 with white, you have to go after your opponent And this is not like this is a very important game. This is not the go-to in the sort of game, in my opinion. So I would say that no, I mean Gukesh is just going to trade the horses and it's going to be a draw. No, I mean it bodes very poorly, because what it feels like to me is it's basically Ding is like, I'm going to draw you with white and I'm going to pray that I can draw with black in every game. And I'm going to be honest, he was able to win the first game, but he lost the third game. I don't believe it. I don't think his preparation's good enough with black to save every game. He's been out prepared in both games. I don't think he's going to be able to hold it together with black. So if this is the best he can do with white, like, it's going to be a train wreck. Pun intended. No, it's going to be a train wreck here. We'll get like D4 or knight E4. This is totally headed for a draw. This is headed for a draw. I expect D4 here. This is headed for a draw. Like, this is just not it. This is just not it. Barring some big mistake. Got us falling in love again. Hess keeps saying this is better for white. This is not better for white. This is just a draw. I mean, like D4, like, I mean, takes knight E4. I mean, this is not better for white. And if you go rook D1, I go knight D2, knight F3. I mean, this is not better for white. This is a draw. No, this is not it. I mean, I mean, what is this? Yeah, I mean, it's hard because also, like, I mean, I don't want to be too critical, because let's be fair, at the end of the day, they're playing the match and I'm not playing it. But honestly, like, I feel like if I had a week to prepare, I could come up with better openings than what Ding has played in these first two white games. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to be over the top negative, but like, I'm really uninspired by this. I'm really uninspired. No, I mean, I'm really uninspired. Even C5 is a move here just to really kill it. No, I mean, I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy, but like, I'm just saying, I feel like with a week I could come up with better than this. This is, I mean, I could play this. I could look at this for 5 minutes and play this with white. Like, I could. And I mean, the problem is, like, I get it, I'm not playing the match, so it's like, who are you to talk or say anything? But like, I'm just. Chess-Based India isn't streaming today, really? Oh, that's weird. Yeah, if knight E4, I mean, without knight E4, however, maybe white can try. I mean, is this really good? But even this, like, nah, this is nothing. I asked negative Nancy out on a date once. She said no. Oh, that's tough luck, my man. Poly market is undervalued. I mean, 70% for a draw. Is it? Oh, 70. Oh, it's only 70% for a draw here. I mean, literally, the moment that you point it out to me and I look, I don't even have to say it, but based off of seeing my face, immediately it jumps. But it's back down to 71. Okay. I'm not gonna say anything. Let's watch the game. Okay, let's go back to the game. All right, let's see what Ding's gonna play. Let's see what Gukesh is gonna play here. Okay. I expect Gukesh to play knight E4 C5, one of these two moves. No, I'm not betting on it, you guys. I can't. I mean, I'm in America. Although I think it's pretty ridiculous that you could bet on the election on Robinhood, but you can't. You can't bet on like Poly Market. That I find a little bit absurd, actually. Bishop e4 also, yeah, actually bishop e4 not crazy either. Bishop e4 is not bad either. No, bishop e4 is actually, bishop e4 might even be more drawish. It's really 71 cents. Wow. Oh no, bias at 74 is just the bid ask is higher. The bid ask is different. The bid ask, why is the bid ask 3 cents above the price? How much volume? $8,000. What are the bet sizes? You guys can see it. 500, 399. Okay. Ooh. 69 cents. 73. Ooh, lot of action. A lot of action. All right, let's go back here. Oh yeah, by the way, that could be literally be all my viewers. All my viewers are betting $1, right? Yeah, I mean, we've got like 8267 viewers. The total action is $8,500. So I mean, it could just be my entire chat. Everybody's betting $1 on it. I mean, $1 is a lot of money. Yeah. All right, but I'll say 69 cents on a draw. That's a very nice number, but 69 cents is very, very low. Very, very low. Very low. I mean, this, I think here, I'm being honest, I think there's probably like an 85% chance of a draw at least. I mean, basically it's going to depend on the next like 3 moves. If Gukesh does not make a mistake in the next 3 moves, the game's going to be a draw. Oh, bishop e4 is played. Yeah. Nah. I mean, the game's going to go on for a while, but it's going to be a draw. I mean, the game's going to go on for a while. If this were Cagnus Marlson, I might see this, speaking of the ghost himself, but yeah, if this were Cagnus, you could maybe see some slow build, some slow pressure, get some endgame like this and some kind of slow massage with like a legendary triple stack and try to win, keep the game going for another 4 hours. But this is Ding Liren, and Ding Liren is no 5-time world champion like Cagnus Marlson. But no, to be clear, you guys, I mean, obviously I can't bet. I'm here in America, and even so, I wouldn't do it because that's like very sketchy, very sketchy. Yeah, this is, I mean, computer wants knight g3. I mean, maybe he'll play. I'm gonna be honest though, I think at this point Ding is already happy to draw the game. I don't see knight g3. I expect Ding to trade the bishops and make a draw very soon. We're gonna get something like takes, knight g3, takes, c5, takes, rook c1, and they're gonna like repeat or something. Extremely boring. I mean, there's no way he's gonna go knight g3 because after takes g6, suddenly you've got the double pawns, h5, h4, and a Ding, if anything, is gonna be afraid that he can lose here. No, I told you he's gonna. I told you he's gonna trade. Like, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. No, I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if this game is over within 10 minutes. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if this is over within 10 minutes. He's begging Gukesh for draws. I mean, the thing is, like, I'm telling you, I think you just stonked the draw. I mean, it's not that I stonked it. The position's a draw. I mean, I'm a good enough chess player. I've played enough chess that I know what's going to happen. Now, if this was Cactus Marlson, it might be different. Like, Cactus might actually play knight g3 here, but it's not. It's Ding, and he's not been very inspiring for the most part. No, I think if we're being honest, we should be really, really thankful to the gods that Ding won the first game. We should be really, really thankful for that, because honestly, if that first game could have gone the other direction, I'm not sure we would have seen different openings from Ding, and he could already be down 2 games. So we should be really thankful for that, because this match could already be over. I mean, this is where, like, I think what Nepo said, I agree with what Nepo said. Like, the matches, based off this game, it started to trend in this very dangerous direction where it could just be Ding is desperately trying to hang on with black and getting nothing with white, and if that happens, it's gonna be it's going to be a very, very long match, because I do not believe for a second that Gukesh has he's used 2 of his probably like 10 ideas that he has for the match. So I'm really worried. I think Ding is listening too much to Richard Report. I mean, I said it before, this bishop a3 move, I literally looked at this nonsense in crap in 2022. I literally looked at this nonsense in 2022. I literally looked at this nonsense in 2022 before I played him in the second game of the FIDE Grand Prix. Like, this is a known line at this point. And I could show up to the game and I could equalize against it even if I didn't do any preparation. So it's just not, I mean, this is not a real idea. It's just not a real idea. It's just not a real idea. It's a world championship match. Yeah, he already played some version of it. I don't know the exact version, but yes, Richard already played it. Cactus. I'm making jokes, you guys. I don't think Magnus is offended, so you shouldn't be either. I mean, this has never been played before, that's one thing, but also, as I mentioned too, I've literally played this bishop a3 like 10 times in Blitz on chess.com. Like, I've played this like in multiple games online even, so this is not unknown at all. Like, I've played it with bishop e2, I've played it without bishop e2. I mean, I've played this many times. So, like, I mean, I'm not, again, I don't want to be like super negative, but I'm pretty upset by this. I mean, I'm pretty upset because, like, I could have shown up with no prep and equalized with black. And to me, that says a lot about how weak of an idea this is. No, this is going to be a draw. I mean, there's not much, there's nothing to even talk about. It's going to be a draw. We're gonna get takes and we're gonna get some knight g3 and la-di-da-di-da. Let's make the draw and let's all go home and be unhappy and blah blah blah. Fabi might not comment. Whenever he does comment, he's gonna say that, he's basically gonna say what I'm saying. He's gonna say like, this is not serious prep for the world championship, because it's not. This is not serious prep. Nothing to be said for stabilizing after a loss. He had a rest day. If they didn't have a rest day, I could understand this, but because there was a rest day, it's really not okay. If there was a rest day if there wasn't a rest day after round 3 and he'd play this game yesterday, I would be more understanding of this idea. But after a rest day with all the time in the world to prepare, I mean, this is the best he can come up with. I mean, come on. I don't know if it's going to be over in 10 minutes or it's going to take half an hour. That's why I'm not going to start a recap. But I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. I'm not happy. We got AB6, yeah. We're gonna get some knight g3 or knight c3. We're gonna get something very soon. We're gonna get like knight c3 and we're gonna like takes and it's like, let's just agree to a draw basically. Very soon we're gonna get knight c3 here or knight g3, I bet, and it's literally a draw offer. Or rook c1, maybe rook c1, maybe he'll go rook c1. I hope he plays rook c1, because then at least he's trying to pretend that he has something versus just instantly drawing. But yeah, I would say right now this is looking, to me, I'm not feeling good about this. It's hard for me to believe that Gukesh has he's only used 2 of his ideas. I'm sure he's a lot more. It's really hard for me to believe that Ding is going to be able to hold every game with black, and that's what it feels like, honestly, at this point. It's like Ding is going to have to just hang on and get miracle draws every game, not miracle draws, but hang on and draw every game with black. If he loses even one game with black, this match is going to end up going the exact direction we all thought it would, and it's going to be a bloodbath. Refresh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to. I know I'm probably being too critical, but I don't know. Somehow I expect better. That's all. I mean, Fabian has better prep. I mean, I have better prep than this. Like, I could have come up with something better in a week in both of these games that he's had with white. In 1 week, I could have come up with something better than this. It's a bad taste to cry about other players. I'm not crying about the actual, what I'm upset about is the opening. I'm very upset about the opening. because he's had no chance to win this game at all. That's why I'm upset. It's not about him missing something. It's that he has nothing. He's gotten absolutely nothing, and he has the white pieces, and he's had 6 months to get ready for the match. Like, this is not about like, oh, he missed some great tactic, or like it's like some computer gives some great line, you should have seen it. It's that the opening is complete nonsense. It's not a real opening, not for a world championship. It's fine in Rapid or Blitz, but it's not fine in classical chess. I mean, heck, that stupid streamer guy played it. Like, why is Ding trying to emulate a stupid streamer? I mean, that guy doesn't even play chess anymore. Like, seriously. So yeah, bizarre at any rate. Let's see what Ding does though. Anish started the recap. Interesting. Yeah. He had some chance to win if he found the narrow line. Yeah, but Bishop A6 was not realistic. Not realistic in my opinion. No, not realistic. Check Nepo's Twitter. I mean, Nepo's probably, if Nepo actually tweeted, he's probably not happy. Just like me. I bet Nepo, if Nepo actually tweeted, he's probably pretty upset like I am. Did he tweet? No, he didn't tweet. He didn't tweet. No. No, I just don't know what this is. I don't know what this opening is. I mean, I have no idea. I told you. Oh, I told you guys. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah. I literally, did I not? I literally said, like, is he gonna actually play Rook C1 and pretend, or is he just gonna be like, nah, you know what? I'm not even gonna pretend. I'm not even gonna pretend. I'm just not gonna even pretend. I'm just gonna make the draw. Like, no pretending. No pretending. No pretending even. No pretending even. You would do the same if you were an off-form Ding. Why do you expect different? The dude had 6 months to prepare for the match, you guys. You're acting like he's playing some like Grand Chess Tour event where he has a couple of weeks to prepare. The guy has had 6 months. He knows he's going to be playing a match for like 2 years, but besides that, he's known his opponent since like May. I mean, he's known his opponent since May of this year. Like, let's be real. Come on, let's be real. I mean, stop trying to find excuses. Stop being soft. Let's be real. Let's be real about this. He's had 6 months to prepare for a specific opponent. Like, a draw is fine, but this is not how you do it. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I don't know. I mean, maybe Gukesh can play for more with Rook D8, but honestly, I think Gukesh, based on the first 2 games he's had with the white pieces, you know, the fact that he had great chance in game 1. I know he lost game 1, but he had great. He was definitely better for a couple of moves. He had Ding kind of surprised. I know he lost the game, but he got a great position. He won game 3 with good prep. I mean, if I'm Gukesh here, I think Gukesh is probably happy with a draw because in both white games he's had very promising positions. I better win the next candidates. Problem with the candidates is there are these pesky kids who keep getting better and better. That's the problem. Would I make a show at the match like this even if downed your chance? What do you make a show? I don't know what you mean by that. I know what you mean by that. But yeah, I'm just appalled by this. I'm really appalled by this. Anisha's recap, good job. Anisha, by the way, like this is, I'm not gonna say what exactly, but they're speaking of Anish, and I'm sure someone will clip this or send this to tell him about this, but he's making a lot of little mistakes with his videos. Like, he's not doing a lot of things that he should be doing. He's making some like beginner level errors in regards to his recaps. But I'll leave it at that. Hopefully I'll be able to figure out what I'm referring to, but there are multiple things that he's doing that are just basic beginner mistakes as far as making YouTube videos or trying to get it more exposure. No, it's not beef. I'm just saying there are a couple, there's some little things that he's just, that like here is whoever's doing his videos, they're making some very basic mistakes. No, not his chess analysis. The analysis I'm sure is out of this world good. Streaming? No, it's not about streaming. No, it's not about streaming. We make it beef, yeah. I'm sure with Fabiano, I don't know if he's awake yet, but whenever Fabiano sees this game and goes through, seriously, Fabiano is probably, he's not going to say this, but he's probably going to be like, WTF, what is this? What is this nonsense? That's going to be, whenever he sees this game, he's actually probably going to be very upset. He's going to be like, seriously, this is for the world championship, is what he's going to be thinking. He's going to be like, excuse me? Because this is just insane. I mean, this is just insane. It's a dead draw. Of course it's a dead draw. Of course it's a dead draw. Magnus is on take to take. Surely Magnus is probably roasting Ding here. I bet if Magnus is on right now, I bet he's roasting. I bet he's roasting Ding. Because this is, I mean, this is not real. This is nonsense. I mean, this is actual nonsense. As far as openings go. Especially because, I mean, like, Ding, I mean, I know he won game one, but in both the games with black, he's been massively out prepared. He's been way down on the clock. It's really wishful thinking to think that he can hang on with the black piece in every game. Really wishful thinking. Gukesh here is thinking though, so I think Gukesh is actually looking for a way to keep the game going. This looks like the exact end game you had with Anish. Where, what, when, where? I don't know. Can we get rook f8? So, okay, Gukesh here trying to show a little bit of spirit now. Gukesh now trying to be a little bit of a shark and keep the game going. Yeah, Gukesh trying to be a shark here and keep the game going with rook d8 versus just knight c3 and c5. Okay, queen e4, probably h3, I assume. It's obviously still a draw, but I mean, I like rook f8. A little bit of psychological domination here from Gukesh, saying that, you know what, it might be a draw, but now you're gonna have to find a couple of precise moves. I like this from Gukesh. It's still gonna be a draw, but I like it. Gukesh is basically trying to body Ding here a little bit. Yeah, he's trying to body him. He's trying to intimidate him. But this is just not it, though. I mean, it's just not it. Black is always better here. Not really. H3 is a logical move. Speaking of the Deutsch language, H3 creates classic Lufthansa. So Lufthansa means like air or airplane. So you want to create the Lufthansa so there's no ice skater checkmate. Basically, like, just to set it up. Actually, no, sorry. Let's go back here. So let's say you got some position like this. And you go here and black takes. This is what's known as the classic ice skater checkmate after XQC. It's also known as a back rank checkmate. King has no rank below it, and you can't go up because the pawns are all in the way. So you can't go forward, and you can't go down to row infinity. So you can't go to row infinity. So because of that, it's checkmate. So when you play h3, you create the classic Lufthansa for the king on h2. Or actually, sorry, Luft, not Lufthansa, Luft. You have king h2 here. So Luft or the air or the space or the pocket. So you want to go king h2. That's what it does. It creates a space so you don't get back rank checkmated. Would that be row 0? I don't know. Hikaru are more than 20 million or less in the bank. Why would I answer that question? You guys already know the answer. The answer is the internet never lies, and I'm worth $50 million. So deal with it. All right. Let's see what Gukesh will play here. I assume we'll get some c5 somewhere. Like rook d1 and maybe c5. Can the king just disappear? Not exactly. Anyway, you guys, yeah, I'm really disappointed. I'm really disappointed by this. I'm not gonna lie, but the game goes on at least for a little bit. Yeah, this is very disappointing. Read a book, I guess. Last time I was in Japan was I was in Japan in 2017, long time ago, long before that's actually before I started streaming, you guys. Last time I was in Japan was in March of 2017. I think that I'm gonna go back to Japan in I'm gonna say it now, I think I'll go back to Japan in May or June of next year, or 2025. I think I'm gonna go to Japan. I'm kind of longing to go back there. I might do an IRL stream potentially, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing an IRL stream in Japan potentially. Are there any chess tournaments there? There are. Actually, fun fact, my chess career in Japan, I have a perfect record in Japan. My score in Japan is a 24 wins, 0 losses. I believe it's 24. It's 24 or it's 28. Actually, it was 7 or 6 or 7. Actually, it was 7 games. So no, I think my record is 28-0. Sorry, 28-0. So I have a perfect record in playing chess in Japan. Yep. No, I'd love to. I want to go back to Japan. I definitely want to go back to Japan. Meet up with Sea Dog or Chris Broad. I don't know who Chris Broad is. Of course I know who Connor is, obviously. Maybe, yeah, I would probably go to Tokyo, maybe Osaka. I believe my aunt is living all the way down in Kagoshima, so I mean, I don't know. I haven't actually done IRL streaming, so I'd probably talk to like Jake and Big or some of those guys to get an idea for like Japan, because is Japan on 5G now or not? Because I know when I went in 2017, they were on something that was not 3G. They were on something else. So like my phone, I think, did not actually work in Japan at the time. They have because when I went in 2017, it was 3G at the time, but they used some other network. I forget what it was. They had some at the time. It was GSM, right? Yeah, it was GSM. It wasn't 3G. So yeah, so if they use 5G now, then it's all the same. That's good. Yeah. Would I try to make a vlog? I don't really do vlogs, but maybe. As long as you're vaccinated, you should be fine with 5G signal. Okay, thank you guys. Well, Bitcoin hit 105K by the end of November. I mean, if I believe Bitcoin's gonna hit we got C5, by the way. I mean, this is gonna be a draw very soon. Traded myself to solid 12% today. Thank you, Hikaru. Congrats. But yeah, I think I'm going to go to Japan in 2025. For anyone who's wondering, I think I will go in 2025. I'm not sure what I'm doing with the stream. I have to react to the Anish lie detector before like everyone else does, of course. MicroStrategy, I mean, if I believe Bitcoin's going to 105K, I should basically be a complete degenerate like from Wall Street bets and bet like 100 grand on calls. But I don't like pure bets in the market. I don't like pure bets where I don't think I have an advantage. I don't want to straight up like pure binary where I have no possible edge. So I almost certainly won't do that. Okay, we're probably gonna takes Rook D8, Rook C1. What stocks? I mean, I always do stuff in biotech, and biotech's been ripping. Literally every biotech was up like 10% on Friday. What is today's Friday? Or say Monday? Today feels like a Monday, but I think it's Friday. Wait, today's Friday or Monday? Today's Friday. Yeah, it feels like a Monday, but it's not. It's Friday. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it feels like a Monday because of yesterday. Okay, Oblad D, Oblad A. Let's get takes, and let's get the draw, and let's all go home. Let me find something more interesting. I mean, I don't know how much longer this is going to go. I think it's going to be a draw very soon. I feel like putting Oblad D, Oblad Da. Yeah, that's going to be a draw. It's just a question of when. Do I have Obladi Oblada on this playlist? I should. I should have it. I don't actually see it though. Maybe I don't have it. I don't have it on this. Interesting. Whatever. Okay, queen e5, probably queen c4, maybe g3 here. Yeah. There's going to be some like, we'll probably get something like this, h5, h4, g6, g3, rook c8, and like some kind of weird like kings up, and then some kind of rook shuffle, something like this is my prediction, and we'll get a draw. Start the recap. I'm not sure how soon it's going to be drawn. That's the problem. I still think there's a chance this goes another 20 minutes. Probably not, but I'm not sure. You want me to start the recap now? Problem is it's such a light game that stretching this out beyond 20 minutes is going to be very hard. Because this is not a recap that I can stretch out 30 minutes easily. We won't get queen d5 because if queen d5 is played, the game will go on. If I change this type of recording, I could do it. But I can't change it to the one where you can pause on the fly while I'm live streaming, so I can't do it. Why stretch it? Because if the game's 15 minutes, then yeah, it's the only question is will we get queen c4, rook d8, rook c8, and some kind of quick repetition. That's the only question, if we'll get the quick repetition or not. We all live in a yellow submarine. Please do a very negative recap. Oh, I mean, my recap is going to be all about glazing that streamer guy by the name of Hikaru. I'll be glazing Hikaru over and over again. By the way, one thing I love is when I've made that joke so often now, I love seeing the comments on my videos whenever I do the third person thing, and how they're like, there's something really weird, like Hikaru's doing that third person thing, like it's completely ridiculous and so narcissistic and like all this kind of negativity whenever I do it, which is really funny. It's really funny actually. Yeah, whenever I do the third person thing, I was like, there's something this is just so wrong. Why is he doing that? So it's become kind of my thing though, because like actually I was giving my wife a little bit of advice yesterday morning before she was playing, and like she wanted to play something that I've actually played before, and I've mentioned it, and so I basically made the joke to her. I was like, you know, like that guy Hikaru, he played that opening, so it's probably okay, or you know, why don't you play that opening like that streamer guy Hikaru? So it's become kind of my thing to make that joke. Check Polymarket. Okay. Oh, 99%. They've got it right here, by the way. They've got it right. Yeah, they've got it right. I mean, this is going to be a draw. I mean, it's just a question of whether this is a draw like in 30 minutes or in 5 minutes. But I do need to use the restroom, so I'm going to go use the restroom quickly, but just in case. Do we have any more moves? No more moves, right? Why is thinking so much if he wants to draw? He's thinking so much because he's just trying to find the right setup. Anish took shots at me on X. No, Anish is what I don't understand. Actually, I'll tell you guys what I don't understand about Anish though. One thing that puzzles me about Anish is I don't really understand what his strategy is, because I already spoke about how, like, you know, X doesn't monetize, so like I understand that. So I don't really understand the point of what he's doing, because like if you're farming the engagement, like in general from a business perspective, you should be trying to funnel people somewhere, and he's not funneling people anywhere. It's like he's getting these clicks, but obviously Twitter doesn't monetize, and then if he's not funneling them anywhere else, then like what's the point, kind of. That's what I don't understand. X doesn't monetize unless you're Tiffany Fong. I mean, yes, I'm aware of that. As I already spoke about that earlier. It's all a little bit weird. It's all a little bit weird. Yeah, we're gonna get like rook c8 here, probably just guard the pawn, and then I don't know, queen c4. Although, why do you go queen c2 and not queen c4 here? I mean, is he just gonna go rook c8 and then queen c4? A little bit weird. Not everything's about money. Oh, I didn't say it's all about money, but what I'm saying is why waste your time on it though? Why waste your time on it if you're not monetizing it in some way? If there's no actual strategy behind it. That's that's what I don't get about it. It's, I mean, okay, anyway, it's so boring, literally super boring. Yeah, I mean, maybe it stops rook d2, but I mean, let's be real, you're also not threatening anything here. Yeah, very disappointing though. I'm gonna be honest, very disappointing. Yeah, I mean, I get the point, but see, the thing with is with like recaps, like, I mean, why would you watch a recap that doesn't have the whole game? Like, it just that's like, that's missing the point. That's missing the point of it. Like, it's missing the point of it. But anyway, like, it's his thing, good for him. I mean, no issue. Yeah, I'm really bummed by this. I'm really bummed because like this match, the Nepo tweet, which I think was translated, I did see that tweet yesterday. I'm starting to agree very strongly with Nepo that like this has all the makings of a match where like if Ding, it feels like is struggling, or he's just happy to make quick draws with white, and expecting Ding to hold with black when it appears he's been completely out prepared in the first two games. I mean, frankly, been out prepared in every game is what it feels like. I'm really not feeling good about this match. I'm not feeling good at all about this match. I would also say, like, one thing Nepo said, which I agree with, is that Nepo said that Gukesh is only going to improve over the course of the match, and I also agree with that too. Like, Gukesh is a youngster, he's only going to improve as the match goes on. He's not going to get worse, so even that trend bodes very, very poorly for Ding. Yeah, this is no, I mean, I mean, there are plenty of things that Nepo says that I don't like or agree with, but I think he's right on this one. I do. I think that when I look at the trend of this match, it's not looking good. And I'm really like, I'm gonna say I'm very thankful that Ding won game one, because if Ding had lost game one, I think there's a decent chance the other games could have played out the exact same way. Like, it's, yeah. Anish tweeted something at me. GMHikaru, there's 200 YouTube editors and low classical chess league is waiting for the game to finish. 200 YouTube editors, yeah. That's so funny, by the way. You know what's crazy about it is how bare bones the operation is for like both Levy and myself. Like, we do use the same thumbnail artists, and we have in the past used some of the same editors as well. So it's just kind of funny, like 200. It's just hilarious. Like, it's literally like one editor, one thumbnail artist, and that's that. Levy and I most of the time use the same thumbnail artist, but I've come with some new people in recent times. There's this one guy from Bangladesh who's simply amazing. But yeah. I mean, the draws themselves aren't a problem, by the way. The draws themselves aren't. Watch his recap. Wait, Anish made a recap that's 3 minutes. Are you kidding me? Wait, this thing wait, you're not serious, are you? I hope you're not serious. I hope you're not serious. Oh, Anish, what are you doing? What are you doing, Anish? What are you doing? What are you doing? 3 minutes and 42 seconds. Anish. The one cardinal rule with making YouTube videos, the cardinal rule, and this applies to anybody who wants to do it, you make your video 10 minutes so you get your 4 ads in that people watch. You'd never make a video that is less than 10 minutes. Come on, Anish, you got to know that, seriously. That's like the most basic rule in content creation. The most basic rule, and that's why you'll notice all the big streamers, you make the video like 10 minutes. I learned this in the early days when I saw specifically, I think the two channels I saw were Voyboy and BoxBox. And like BoxBox specifically, I remember looking at his channel and you're looking at like, every video is 10 minutes. You're like, why is every video 10 minutes or like 9:47 or whatever it was? And there's a reason for that. You never make a video that's shorter than 10 minutes. Oh, it's become 8, not 10. Okay. But the point is you never make a video that's that short. Come on, Anish, come on. It pains me. It pains me because it's like, it's just such a basic mistake. I mean, you never make a video. And when you start saying Levy's recaps are 30 minutes, it's not about being 30. It's you never make a video that's less than 10 minutes or 8 minutes now or whatever it is. Today is a frustrating day. It is. Today is very frustrating. Yes. So anyway, okay, waiting for a move. Why is Gukesh thinking here, by the way? Yeah, I'm not saying this because I'm saying this from a place of frustration. It's like, why is he making this mistake? It's like, why do you allow the scholars checkmate in chess? You don't allow the scholars checkmate in chess. Like, you don't allow it. So like, you don't make that sort of basic mistake. But yeah, that's the most basic rule. I think everybody knows that though. But yeah, if you're in content creation, you want to make videos 10 minutes or 8 minutes or whatever it is to get on all the pre-rolls. Anyway, all right. So yeah, today's a good day for the market. Oh, Russell's up 0.96. I wish I had bought IWM. IWM has just gone insane. I mean, it's got to be a what, like, take a look at the 6 month. Wow. What was it before the election though? Is all that really matters. It was at like 220, so it's 240. Not bad. 10%. 10% in like a month. Poof. Sheesh. It's a lot. Okay. Just shake hands and say draw. Yeah. If Ding loses this match, do I think he retires? Yes. I do believe. I don't think Ding is going to I don't think Ding is going to be like he officially retires where he never plays again, but I don't think Ding will play top level tournaments. I think he might play here or there occasionally, but I don't think he's going to try again to make the candidates or anything like that. So that's the short answer. So anyway, Ding is not qualified for the candidates, by the way. For anyone who's wondering, FIDE made a very interesting rule change where the loser of the World Championship match no longer qualifies for the candidates. So Ding is not, I believe, this is speculation on my part, but I believe that FIDE made that change to the rule specifically because of Ding. I could be wrong on that. That's like my theory. It could be speculation. I don't have any hard information on that, but that's my theory, is that they changed it because of Ding. So the winner of course plays, but the loser does not. It could have been because of Nepo too. Could have been because of Nepo as well. But if they'd done it for Nepo, Nepo wasn't automatically qualified. It's about this World Championship match. But yeah, so like the loser doesn't get in the candidates automatically. That's why there was some question about Gukesh. If he were to lose this match, that basically he would have to he'd have to qualify for the candidates, and there was no guarantee. It's like, because going into this match, he was in the running for the circuit spot potentially, but of course the match takes precedence over it. But yeah, the Ding will not get automatically qualified, and Ding is not going to. I don't see him qualifying for the candidates ever again. Could be because of Nepo too. But I mean, why would it be because of Nepo? I mean, Nepo actually showed in the candidates, even this one he didn't win, that he's still very formidable. Ani said, welcome back, some of you, in his recap video. Nice. I don't know why is Gukesh thinking so long here. I'm confused. I agree. Why is he thinking so long? By the way, I'm glad I didn't do my recap, you guys. See, I'm glad I did not start my recap. Imagine I start my recap and I'd be like, right now, I'd be like, yeah, and here, there's this, maybe that, there's this, maybe that. Where is he going to move? What to do? I'm not sure. He probably will play for this idea or that idea. I'd have to literally start dragging here forever. Yeah, I have to start dragging. I have to start dragging this all on purpose. But why is Gukesh thinking so long here? I'm actually confused. Like, there's no way to play for more. I mean, basically, it's the question, do you go rook c8 or do you play like h5 or g6? I'm actually confused. Why is he so slow here? Unless he thinks unless there's something that he's worried about, maybe. Or maybe he's just enjoying the position. Maybe he's just enjoying the position. Maybe he's just enjoying life and he's enjoying the moment because he knows that that he can't lose. Yeah, even if you lose a pawn on c5 as a draw, like even if you get some endgame like this, just to illustrate it, even if you get this one, this of course is a classic endgame that was drawn between Magnus Carlsen, the greatest endgame player of all time, and Hikaru Nakamura in Norway chess in 2015, I believe it was, or no, 2016. So like Magnus had the extra pawn here. He had this 4 versus 3 against Hikaru, and Magnus being the greatest endgame player of all time couldn't even win this against that streamer, guys. So in reality, even if you get the 4 versus 3, it's a draw. I think it was 2016, the game that I'm thinking of. But yeah, I had that end game against Magnus in Norway chess, and it was a draw. What about world? How do I plan to qualify? I mean, I'll play the World Cup most likely. I'll probably play the Grand Swiss, and if I'm in the running for the rating spot after Norway chess in May, I'll probably focus on some tournaments in the last couple months of the year. Didn't I have this endgame this year? I probably had the 4 versus 3 against somebody. Did I have it against Wesley, maybe? I had it against somebody. I'm not sure where, but yeah. Oh, did I have the 4 versus 3 against Ding? In where? In Norway? Did I have 4v3? Ah, I think you're right. I did have the 4 versus 3 against Ding in Norway, didn't I? In that Nimzo Indian game. I think it was 4 versus 3, actually. I had the 4 and Ding and the 3 pawns. I think. Let me see. Nakamura Ding, Norway chess 2024. Okay, let's pull it up. Chess games. Let's see. Whoops. Wait. Norway chess. Nakamura versus Fruja. Nakamura versus. Oh wait. How many pages are there? 1 of 3. Where's Nakamura versus Ding? Nakamura versus Dingler on this one, right? Was this 4 versus 3? I think it was. Oh yeah. Yeah, Nakamura versus Ding was literally 4 versus 3. Literally, I had the 4 versus 3 against Ding, and it was a draw in Norway chess in like May of this year. Yeah, I'd forgotten about this game. But yeah, so like even if we get back to the game, even if somehow Ding wins upon on c5, it's still a dead draw. I don't know why is Gukesh thinking here. I'm actually really confused. This has to be mind games. This must be mind games here. That's the only thing I can think of. It must be mind games. It's like it must be mind games where Gukesh is literally he's trying to confuse Ding. Okay, he goes rook d5 here. So actually, I think his wants to go queen d6, but again, even this like it's just a draw. Yeah, I don't know. Why he's doing this. It must be that he wants to enjoy the moment because he knows there's no risk and maybe scare Ding a little bit. React to the on each lie detector video. We'll probably do that after the game ends, which will be pretty soon. It'll be pretty soon. Who do I think will win now? I mean, I think that like I like the poly market odds probably. Let's see, what are the odds? I don't know why the draw went down to 94 cents, but yeah, I mean, I think these odds are pretty close to correct. I think 70-30 is a fair odds, I would say. I think it's pretty fair because based on what I've seen from Ding with the white pieces, it's really hard for me to. I mean, if he had better prep, if he had better prep, he would have used it in this game. Maybe not game 2, but definitely in this game, he would have used better prep. He would have used his best prep in this game. Polymarket's not available to people in the US. Yeah, if this were, I mean, if this were, wait, what is F5? I guess this is still a draw, but Rook B1. I mean, I know this is a draw, but I guess this is just a dead draw anyway. It's not what I would go for, though. I would not play F5, creating a little bit of a weakness. Still a draw, but yeah. Still a draw, but I don't love this F5 move. I guess Gukesh is trying to pretend that he's playing for a win here. That's my guess. He's trying to pretend that he's playing for a win. He's not, but he's going to pretend. Really glad though that I didn't start my recap. Really glad, because this is because it's definitely a situation where like I could have started my recap and I would be completely toast here. I would have been completely toast. There's no way, because the game's not ending anytime soon. Yeah, I think he's doing this for sure to mess with Ding. I agree. I mean, he knows he can't lose, so he's doing this to try and mess with his mind. Anish making fun of how Hikaru is a lot of YouTube editors. I don't actually, which is what's so funny about it. I don't. Yeah, I don't. No, of course Anish is still watching the game. Obviously, yeah, everyone is. Do I think Ohtani can play chess? I heard a rumor that Shohei Ohtani actually does play chess. I don't know if I believe it, but I heard a rumor. Gukesh just hired a renowned mental coach from South Africa. Okay. Thing is, this game is probably gonna go for another like half hour now, at least. Yeah, I think this game's gonna go for another half hour. This is not going to end immediately. I'll do my recap and then we'll watch press conference. I don't know why they're dragging it on. Maybe they both feel bad for the fans or something. That's all I can think. That's all I can think, is that they feel bad for the fans, so they're just dragging it on. I mean, they both know it's a draw. I mean, but it is a match. That's just love. I would never let you down. That's just love. The draw offers move 40 or move 30. I mean, I have nothing to add, you guys. For anyone who's wondering why I'm not giving analysis, I mean, even if you get this, I mean, it's all a draw. It's all a dead draw. We'll watch Lie Detector later. I mean, if you go g5 though, but now you're there's rook d1, but even if you don't have that, even rook b1, like you're weakening your king. The king is becoming very naked when you push these pawns forward. There's no protection, no cover. So like I mean, what exactly are you going for? We get king g2. Okay, so queen e4 takes rook c4 is one way to make an easy draw here if you're white. In fact, I think we'll get queen e4 and I think we'll get a quick draw. We might get queen d6 here, maybe. You bet under 42 moves. It's a draw because it's the same amount of material and there's really no imbalance here. We're in an end game. Queen e4 is a draw, queen d6 is a draw. Chance for a blunder only on Ding's side, but really minute. I would say like that. To me, this is basically 99% chance draw. Gukesh mental coaches worked with a go to cricket personally. Chess and cricket are a little bit different though. I mean, I think the main difference I would say between sports and chess specifically, like I don't follow cricket closely, but if I just compare cricket to baseball, is that in cricket or baseball you're gonna fail a lot, and chess, it's more about chess, you almost never fail actually at the top level. It's all about very, very tiny little moments. Whereas I feel like in like cricket, I mean cricket, again, I don't follow cricket closely, but I feel like in cricket or baseball it's more about optimizing and always having the right mindset every single time. Yeah, I mean Gukesh is playing this on. I just really don't understand this at all. I think he's trying to provoke Ding somehow. I think he's trying to provoke Ding to play like g4 and then maybe some kind of queen g6, but even this, I mean Gukesh would draw this against Stockfish or anybody. I mean any top player would draw this. That's just my guess. That's just my guess. Like I don't follow cricket closely, but I think in cricket and baseball you're gonna fail a lot, right? No, I mean I think Gukesh is just doing this because he can. I mean I think Gukesh knows it's a draw, but he's like trying to play some mind games with Ding here. I could draw this against Stockfish with black easily, or white. More light, I mean with white maybe I could lose it every so often, but probably not. Oh, come on, just make the draw, you guys. I want to make the draw so I can do my recap. Can I read to you guys my copy of the Comics Manifesto? I don't think I have that here. I think I have that in New York. Can we just get a draw, please? Do it now. I mean, I don't know, like, because Ding is literally thinking. I mean, this is just Ding playing, or not Ding, sorry, Gukesh playing mind games. No, Gukesh is just playing mind games here on purpose. I mean, he knows it's a draw. He's just playing mind games. My computer's saying 0.2. It's a draw no matter what. It's like watching paint dry. Yeah. Do you think chess and bet would make the game more popular? I don't think you can have real betting on chess because the prize funds are too low. I mean, when you look at chess tournaments, top prize, if you're lucky, is like 100 grand, or I think it's 75 maybe, or 80 in the Grand Chess Tour, which is the premier series of tournaments at the moment. With 80,000 grand prize, I'm going to be honest, I think people could probably bet and make more money than that, and they take that risk. And you can't even really tell if someone throws a game either. That's the other thing. So like, I'm very skeptical. Like, now if people were playing for prizes of $1 million every tournament, then yes, of course they would never, then maybe you could have it. But at current levels, I mean, I don't think so. Probably e4 here will be played just to absolutely kill the game. E4 I think will be played just to absolutely kill it, but maybe not. We'll see. I think we'll get e4 here just to kill it immediately. Ding is playing this match for money only. I don't know, maybe. No idea. Okay, all right, it's recap time in a second. Oh, I think we'll get rook d4, queen c5 and a draw. I mean, I think I'll wait for the next move. Rook e5 is played. I'll probably hold off on a recap. If we get any other move, I'll probably start. Since Magnus left, the world championship level dropped significantly. Objectively, yes, but the games have been more exciting. The games have been more exciting. So I mean, that's the drawback. But you know, I would say that in general, more exciting chess can be a lot more fun too for the spectators. So I mean, it's a give or take. It's a give or take. We get rook e5. Okay, now we'll get takes probably. And I mean, yeah. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get ready. Let me get ready. I'm gonna start in a second. Yeah, let's get ready. Yeah, I mean, this time I'm pretty confident that it's gonna be a draw. There we go. Oh, my mods will tell me what the moves are. Actually, wait, I need to refresh this. No, I messed this up. I don't want all that analysis in here. There we go. My mods can tell me. Let me just make sure I get it. Okay. All right, let's get going, you guys.